WrestleMania week is here. What is going on, guys? Welcome to your Go Home Raw watch-along. Home stretch here, boys and girls. We got a big show on hand as WWE, finishes up their final build for their big matches. Everybody from the Night 1 and main event is in the house tonight. Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Paul Heyman are going to be here, and so that should be fun. I don't think Cody is advertised for tonight, but we'll hear from Gunther. We'll probably hear from Jey Uso as well, and I'm really hoping that we get like a Jey Uso and Roman Reigns interaction of some kind tonight. Maybe Roman give him a little pep talk. I think maybe Sami Zayn could play a role in Jey's quest for the title as well, since we haven't heard much from him. Maybe he'll show up at WrestleMania. I have no idea. But yeah, we're here just to watch it tonight, just to kind of chill out. I didn't really, we're going to stick around and do a review today too, tonight, but I didn't want to prepare like a full podcast. I just thought it would be best just to come up here, hang out with you guys, watch Raw together, and shoot the shit. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. And I was a little bit late coming up here live, so Raw is literally starting right now. So we'll get to shout-outs and hellos here in just a minute. Let me just get my Netflix pulled up so I can see the show. All right, the show is about to start. It is the top of the hour, according to my clock. And it's about that time. Good to see Melissa Tatanani, Kevin Plays, Domo97, Daniel Barry Sports, Rodrigo, Joe Brill, El Magnifico, Michael Kumo, Jay Lambo, David Brown, Garrett Osborne, Ryan Dempsey, Teen85, Dom the Supa. Got a couple super chats I need to hit as well, which I'll hit in a minute as Raw begins now. I got another cold one open. Cheers. It's WrestleMania week. I've got most of the days off. I'm going to work tomorrow and Wednesday. Then I've got tonight, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and next Monday off. So I'm off, 5 out of the next 7 days? 6 out of the next 8? Something like that. Yeah, 6 out of the next 8. That's what I'm out. Tito, come on. Yeah, we did get some early looks at the WrestleMania set. Ryan Adams says that it looks promising. The only picture I saw was how high it looks to be off the ground, and it was very bare bones. I haven't seen any updated pics. This was the pic from like a day or two ago, and it definitely looks like the stage has got to be 50 to 100 feet off the ground. It's crazy. Where the hell are they? Sacramento. Okay, Sacramento. What's Jey wearing? Is he wearing like the Rock costume with the turtleneck and the chain, or what is going on there? I like Jey is not as colorful. He's not got the Yeet glasses. He's not all decked out in bright orange, bright blue. You know, he's kind of wearing black. He's a little bit more straightforward, and that's going to be the only chance he has to win the championship. And look at these guys. Look at Finn Balor with his fucking hat. Look at Seth. What is he wearing? Explain that outfit. My cousin Vinny? No. Explain that outfit. I bought a suit. You've seen it. Now it's covered in mud. Oh, here comes Heyman. Heyman, when you go to Morton's Steakhouse every night after TV, word of advice, order a salad first, before you indulge in your steak covered in butter. I like how he came into frame there of the monitor, and there was like 20 Paul Heymans. That was cool. All right, we're going to get a recap of last Monday. Let me say hi to Zach, my boy Zach. What's up, man? Happy 15 once again. I'm 15 years old. Can you believe that? Yeah, I got pubes. Thanks for the $5 once again. Happy 15, my friend. El Grande Americano is the new blue blazer, kind of. I'm finding the gimmick incredibly amusing. Yeah, Gable's good at it. That's for sure. Why is Gunther dressed like Johnny Ace last week? I mean, it's going to be wild if we come in. I mean, because right now I kind of want Jey Uso and Dominic to win the championships. And that's going to be weird, having Jey Uso and Dominic as your singles champions on Raw. Somebody's going to have to move around after that draft. A lot of people are pointing out that Cody is not advertised for the Raw after WrestleMania. But John Cena is. You could take that one of two ways. Either John Cena's winning the title and Cody's going to be off TV to sell whatever happens to him, or Cody's not on Raw because Cody's a SmackDown guy and he retained the title, so why the hell does he need to be at Raw? So he might just wait until SmackDown to show up. John Cena shows up at Raw, mad that he lost the night before, and now he wants to get in Money in the Bank or something. So maybe. By the way, predictions are Thursday. The link is up right now. We have a doubleheader on Thursday. Predictions Thursday night. Then we're going to pause, watch Collision. After Collision, we come back about an hour later, and we're going to do a watch-along of WrestleMania. WrestleMania 1, the first one ever, 40 years ago. Just passed the 40th anniversary of that show like 2 weeks ago. All right, here comes Gunther. I'm glad you're not dressed like fucking Pee Wee Herman this week, Gunther. Colin, the best was Gunther's Mr. Bean online? I didn't see that. I was like, where's Cole going? He's going in to interview the Gunster. If Jey wins at WrestleMania, do I see that as being as big of a moment of when Kofi won the title at WrestleMania 35? I don't know. Neither one is going to be the main event. Kofi's was pretty special. We won't be able to know until it's over if the moment matches, you know? Just depends on how everything goes down, how the match happens, how the victory happens, how the fans respond, how the celebration goes. I definitely think it has a chance to be, equal to it. But will it surpass it? I don't know. Kofi's was pretty special.
Last week, Jey came down here. Let me get to the point. Tonight I'm here to look you and everybody else in their life.
Because I could see John Cena being on Raw next week to immediately challenge Jey Uso or something. He's going to go after that title. I mentioned that on the podcast. Maybe Cena should win that one to break the record. Get Cena's name on that title history since his name never appeared on the Universal title legacy. If WWE wants to keep this championship around for the next 20 to 50 years, put Cena's name on it. That way when a wrestler holds the belt in 20 years from now, they're going to be like, this is the same belt John Cena held. Shit like that. I'm assuming Jay's going to come out here after Gunther's done yelling here.
Ever since I stepped foot in this company, I'm the greatest gift this company has ever received.
He's the greatest gift this company's ever received. I mean, you're up there, Gunther. You're a great gift. Do not get me wrong.
Of my time in this company, I have been a champion.
That is true. He's held some major, he held NXT gold for a long time, Intercontinental title for 6.5 years, and now he's world champion.
Heavyweight champion of all time.
Gunther and Cody both retaining. What do you think the Vegas odds of that are? Probably pretty low.
Like Jey Uso ruled that for me.
How is Gunther not sweating right? It's not that hot. They're in Sacramento. That's north. It's chilly here in San Diego, and I'm 10 hours south of Sacramento, so it's chilly. That's more Northern California, and they stay cold up there.
More confidence than you ever had.
So it is definitely not hot in Sacramento.
At the end of the day, the bell has to ring. And when that happens, you still can't lace my boots. And I will still put you down for a fourth consecutive time.
I like the European accent where the TH is pronounced with an F. I think I'm going to beat you. I love that.
For the last 2 weeks, I've been accused. The last 2 weeks, I've been told you went too far with Jimmy. You lost control.
It's 84? Oh, shit.
Trust me one thing.
It's...
In 37
How the fuck is it 84 up there?
I have never lost control.
I'm in San Diego, son, and it is, how the hell, what is the temperature? It's 64. You're 20, how are you 20 degrees warmer that far north of me? Cool. I'm happy y'all have a warm day. So yeah, you're right, Gunther must be sweating. Although 84 degrees on the West Coast is not the same as 84 on the East Coast. It's a different feel.
That was in control 2 weeks ago.
And that temperature will drop when the sun goes down.
You're both in Jimmy's blood.
Come on, Jey, get out of here. Is the music going to hit or is he just going to run out?
Forward to it. I'm looking forward next week, calling my mother and telling her how much I enjoyed it. To beat the living hell out of Jey Uso and walk out of WrestleMania, still the World Heavyweight Champion.
Okay. That's it? I feel like Jay's going to show up here as he's leaving. I think we have to have a physical confrontation for the go-home segment. So Jay's going to attack him right here as he's leaving. Just wait. It'll come. Any minute. Any minute. Any minute. Any minute. Okay, so he's not going to attack him just like I said. I knew he wouldn't. They wouldn't have any physicality before WrestleMania. No way. That's just going to be a Gunther promo and he's going to leave. That's all.
Frustrated, and he's lost control of the situation now. Will that help him or hurt him come Saturday at WrestleMania?
He said he's never lost control, but boy, he did seem to flip a switch there in the middle of the ring right in front of our eyes.
We also now, ladies and gentlemen, that we have a women's tag team championship match on WrestleMania Sunday. It'll be Liv and Raquel defending against Balor.
I can't believe they're not going to get Chelsea on the card. I can't believe that they found a place for Lyra and Liv Morgan. But fucking Chelsea and Nia Jax had a great year as well. I do like that this year's Mania feels like it's getting a few extra matches on there. Like we're getting a women's singles match without a title on the line, which has never happened. And it feels like more people are getting on the card this year. So if that's the case, just figure something out on Friday. Get Chelsea in a match against Nia Jax or something. But I think some of those women, Lyra and Liv and Chelsea and Nia, all stick out as 4 women that really had exceptional years that should be rewarded with a WrestleMania match. I'm not really of the belief that everybody's got to get on the card and you got to deserve a match. And sometimes you just get what you get. Sometimes you don't get what you deserve, you know? So I'm never going to be too uppity about that. But, man, like, how do you not have Chelsea, you know? Uh-oh, you fucked up your belt. I like how they just have Velcro now. Last night we watched WrestleMania 12, and after Shawn won the belt, Earl's trying to put the belt on him, and Shawn just like, get the fuck out. He couldn't do it. He couldn't snap it. It stayed on around his waist for a minute, but it was like the snaps weren't aligned, and now they just do, Jesus, Liv. Now they just do Velcro.
Looks to build a little bit of momentum toward WrestleMania Sunday.
You know what I like about Liv the most? They're real. All this video game footage, man. All right, we got a commercial break. Well, some people do. I get Liv still, thank God, dancing around the ring. All right, Liv, that's the second botch already. She couldn't get her belt on. Now she kind of slipped on the bottom rope there. As we are in a 3-minute commercial break here on the Netflix. Is Nia injured? Yeah, she might be. Michael, 70 degrees is hot to you. Yeah, here it was kind of a chillier. We've had a warmer week. We had 80s earlier this week, but today was kind of just normal San Diego weather, mid-60s. The sun is out. Windows are open, but... Yes, I did. I did feel the earthquake today. The biggest earthquake that I felt since I've lived here for 15 years. Woke me up was just kind of stirring a little bit in bed around 10 o'clock this morning, me and Elizabeth, and the house was shaking hard. Woke me straight up, and it was like, I mean, I don't have much clothes on. I'm like, what the fuck do I do? I don't think we're going to get an earthquake big enough to topple the house or whatever, but if we did, I probably would have died because I wouldn't have been able to get out of the house in time. I would have been naked. I don't know what would have happened to Tito. So it hit pretty hard, and then I kind of sat there waiting for the aftershock, and we've got a couple. Like even an hour ago, I felt just a little rumble. We might get another one while we're streaming. But definitely the biggest quake I've felt. Rattled the house big time. My parents are in Hawaii. They texted me right away because they got a notification on your phone. They're like, did you feel that? I'm like, hell yeah, I felt it. Since I've lived here 15 years, I've felt probably a couple dozen earthquakes, but I can only think of like 4 or 5 that were like, uh-oh, you know.
They continue that on Friday, running the gauntlet. As you can see, Liv Morgan not impressed at all of this brand new team.
I had to go get my blood work done today too, so I was in the hospital bed with the needle in me. I'm like, I hope no other earthquakes hit while this thing is in me. But they all felt it. I asked them, do you guys feel that quake? And they're like, oh yeah. I moved away from the East Coast and I traded hurricanes for earthquakes. So far, it's been a good trade. Because I've had suffered from some earthquakes. I haven't had any earthquake, or I have suffered from some hurricanes, but earthquakes haven't done anything but scare me so far here. No damage or nothing like that. Mike Witt, thanks for the 5. Hey, Greg, happy WrestleMania week to my favorite all-time YouTuber. You and everyone survived the earthquake earlier today. Yep, we did. But a 6.7 is pretty big for here. Like San Diego, we don't like. I don't feel like we're in as much danger as San Francisco and the Bay Area and stuff. You know, they are gonna all die one day from an earthquake. Here we just kind of get some rumblings and some glass rattling in your cupboards. You know, nothing too crazy. But today felt like a little bit stronger. Would have definitely done some structural damage. I mean, the whole house is just, you know. Who are these women? Brittany Reese? Oh, Chantel Monroe. Kendall Gray. Hi, I'm Greg. Somebody let Kendall Gray know that who I am and that I stream a lot.
The Sacramento Kings are still alive in the NBA as the season is wound down. Head to the playoffs now. We're in Sacramento tonight. We invite you to join Sam Roberts and Megan Moran.
Look at that beautiful day up there in Sacramento. I guess it is warm. I guess they're a little bit further inland. Inland is always warmer than I'm kind of close to the coast, so we're a little chilly here. But Sacramento is inland. Like even here in San Diego, if you just go 10 miles inland, it's 10, 15 degrees warmer. Yeah, it looks like a really nice day in Sacramento. I expected to see more mountains.
I'll be the first to admit that lately I've been in my head. Everything that's happened with Jade and Naomi, it really messed me up.
Bianca, you are so stupidly gorgeous. It's annoying. Rhea, same to you. EO, same with you. I saw yesterday Rhea Ripley posted, I don't know, some bra and panties pic or something, or bikini pic from her mirror. 4 minutes. Had like 5,000 bookmarks in 4 minutes. Oh, at the end of the day, we're all just ordinary jungle beasts. Total apes.
I can't deny that now it's a triple threat. Yeah, I've been through a lot, but I'm still the best. So I'm going to use everything that I've been through.
The one thing about this match, I think you're going to have fans legitimately mad if Bianca or Ripley wins this. I think Io is the only option for this match.
And I am the strongest, the fastest, the roughest, the toughest, the
Like Ripley and Bianca, especially Bianca, have had so many moments, especially Bianca. WrestleMania main event title wins and stuff, you know? She's a made woman. Ripley's a made woman. Io Sky should put both these bitches down and stack them. I think any other outcome, because I love Bianca and I love Ripley, but I don't want them to win the title here. Because I think there will be some backlash. Fans, in order to accept this match, and for Rhea Ripley to survive the backlash that she's getting now from whining her way into the match, you got to have Io retain here. Over the moonsault on top of both of them. FTW. That's the finish I'm booking. And then EO can come out on Raw the next night. Roman Reigns, you think you're the only one who can stack a bitch? Teaches EO how to say that? Oh, my God. All right, we got Bayley and Liv Morgan. It took us 20 minutes to get out of that commercial break there.
And here we go, and we are underway. Bayley and Liv Morgan, third time in their career they've gone one-on-one, Pat. Liv Morgan has never beaten Bayley in a one-on-one matchup. However,
oh, really?
She did eliminate Bayley from the Elimination Chamber match earlier this year.
Liv Morgan starts this thing off with a smack to the mouth at Bayley.
All right, Liv being chased.
Cat and mouse outside, kicking off WrestleMania.
Mike Witt, did Tito get freaked out? I don't know. I wasn't in the room with him. I was sleeping in there. He was in here. It's me and Elizabeth's room is on the other side of the wall there. You have to go out in the hallway to get there. And Tito overnight usually stays in here because everything he needs is in here, his litter, his food and everything. And he likes to open doors on his own. And so if we keep him in there with us, he'll sleep with us, but he'll eventually get down and open the door and leave, and it's just a pain in the ass. So in here, I can lock him in. So Elizabeth works nights, like 4 nights a week. So 4 nights a week, I'll sleep with him. And then the nights that she's here, we kick him out. Sometimes I wonder if Tito turns on the computer and live streams while I'm sleeping. He's like, I'm going to go live on Dad's YouTube channel. But he definitely was, like, this morning kind of clinging to me a little bit. So I think that he definitely, because I've seen him react to an earthquake before. He definitely kind of, like, looks around. Sometimes if a loud truck will drive by, it'll shake the house. He'll kind of look around. But I think today probably freaked him out. I wish I could have seen his reaction. Like after I fed him, he came right up, jumped in my lap, and kind of sat and, you know, just being extra loving today. So it might have scared him. He's always a sweet guy, but it was weird for him to kind of immediately come to me. I mean, I've got 100% money on Liv Morgan and Raquel retaining at Mania. I just don't think Lyra and Bayley will work it out. Ugh. And with Liv Morgan, at least in my mind anyway, Liv Morgan, Raquel, and Io Sky all need to retain their championships. Which means that other women's match might see a title change. Predictions Thursday. 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. Oh, yeah, Bianca's a horse. My God, she is so strong. I'm not really I'm not, like, the big muscular women aren't my type, but Rhea and Bianca, they are. I'll make a change for them. I don't think I want a woman that would whip my ass if I don't do the dishes.
14,158 on hand for the final Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania. The Golden One Center in the capital of California, Sacramento. Nice counter by Liv Morgan.
I always forget that. I guess I know that. Sacramento is our capital.
A nice deep arm drag by.
And I've never been there.
Morgan across the ring. Absolutely. Bayley now. Oh, nice back suplex delivered to Morgan, and Bayley's rolling, and you can see some confidence is come back to Bayley.
Confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high.
Bayley with a big smile and a glance up at the WrestleMania sign. Bayley now went for the suicide
Ooh.
dive and ran right.
Suicide dive. She was going for the middle of the bottom rope suicide dive.
Morgan is nasty and as shrewd as they come, and now Liv outside the ring delivers the first.
She's going to Three Amigos on the outside.
She sets up now for the Three Amigos. On the outside, go. Made great by the late great Eddie Guerrero.
Come on, Liv. Get him. That's doing that to Bayley, too, no less.
But a block by Bayley.
It's not like she's doing that to Lyra.
Bayley able to deliver a knee to the midsection and send Morgan right into the steps.
Two suplexes onto the outside.
Oh no! Knee to the stairs from Bayley.
Damn, nice.
Stomping on the hand of Bayley as well, and this could be a disaster. Off the
Wow, very cool. I'm very much loving Liv. She's great. She's done so. I think she's been better since she lost the title. Like, she's phenomenal. Liv was never really on my radar before. I always liked her okay, but I was just indifferent about her. I didn't care. Even when she won the title back when she was a babyface, none of that I gave a shit about. But this Liv is like a whole new woman. I do miss Liv's old music, though. I liked her old theme better than this one. I feel like they spiced up Liv Morgan's music in the same way they tried to change Sami Zayn's, remember, when he was a heel? And I hated it. I'm like, this sounds like shit. And so when Sami went back to being a babyface, it was great to have him bring that theme back. No, look out, Bayley. You're going to get nailed. How dumb are you, Raquel? You had the belt in your hand. You put the belt down to slap Bayley. Why not hit her with the belt? You're a heel. That's what heels do. Yeah, Mike, thanks for the 5. The only thing I can think of is they didn't have enough time to put Alexa and Nikki together. They had the injury in the Wyatt 6, and maybe there's some other creative reasons for it. Don't really know. But when Alexa came back, I thought for sure that was going to be the direction they were going to go in. But for whatever reason, they couldn't put it together in time. Nice code breaker.
This is going to be an interesting matchup on Sunday, Pat, for the titles. I mean, Raquel obviously the power advantage over everybody in this match. Bayley is the veteran, Morgan a multi-time champ, and then Lyra Valkyria, who really is the wild card in this whole thing, the current Intercontinental Champion.
Kind of a young prodigy. There's a chance she goes.
Yo, Chris, watching Raw at your job. Awesome.
She has dropped into
awesome.
become a champion quickly.
You know, we had an opportunity.
Oh, is that what Raquel's doing? She's wearing the blood colors? Blood's colors?
Massive praise for Valkyria and her work in the ring.
You know, she said Lyra helped her even over the last week or so.
So Liv used to date Enzo, right? And Raquel used to date Strowman. I hope they've had better choices of boyfriends. I don't know who either one of them are with now.
Potential champs together.
Face first, Morgan looking to put this one away. Goes to the leg, the inside leg, and Bayley kicks out at 2. And now Morgan may be coming a bit frustrated. She likes to pout when things don't go her way.
Yeah, the Judgment Day are a little potty. They're a little potty. Raquel's potting over here. Liv's potting in the ring. A lot of potting out of the Judgment Day.
A lot of potting.
Super potty.
They won't pout if the Liv and Raquel win at Mania and Finn or Dom win the Intercontinental match.
Oh, we just faded to black, and now oh, we were at a commercial break that whole time. I didn't realize we'd been on a commercial break. We're back now.
WrestleMania, and on WrestleMania Sunday, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez defend the tag titles against Bayley and the Intercontinental Champion Lyra Valkyria. Bayley and Morgan one-on-one here tonight.
Putting on a clinic in here. Liv has been in control, but Bayley obviously powering up with the people of Sacramento.
Amato, she is my, me and the Morgster. One of the places where I get takeout food often from. There's some sort of glitch, so they think my first name's Morgan, and so when the order comes up, it says Morgan Morgan. I sound like I'm a fucking law firm. They're like, are you Morgan Morgan? I'm like, yeah, that's me. I didn't even correct him. You can call me Morgan Morgan, I don't care.
Liv Morgan ready, understood what was happening.
And now Morgan with that step up in Zaguri. Caught Bayley in the back of the head, cover now for the win, and a kick out at 2. Raquel arguing with the...
Haven't seen Tito. Okay, so Tito has not gone live when I've been sleeping. Smoking I don't smoke blunts. Tito's got no blunts to smoke. I do chew, though.
Now Liv's taking to the sky.
From the second rope, Morgan caught by Bayley. Bayley now going to turn this around. Trying to turn Morgan into a Boston Crab. Liv trying to counter.
Oh.
Morgan stacks up Bayley and a kick out by Bayley at 2.
We saw Austin and Savio do that very move last night.
For a quick victory, Bayley kicks out at 2 again, and Bayley this time caught her with a knee.
Those are two massive knees.
But remember
to
the
face.
knee injured on the steps earlier tonight, Pat.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
Sunset flip buckle bomb.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a destroyer. It was a sunset buckle bomb.
Bailey drags Morgan back toward the center of the ring. Cover now for the victory. And a kick out by Liv Morgan.
The Rock said the best thing about Sacramento's leaving Sacramento. Oh, yeah, this is where the Rock concert was, right?
Sacramento growing restless. They thought that was over for Bailey. They thought it was 1, 2, 3.
Looking on here tonight at Sacramento. Tremendous battle underway between Bailey and Liv Morgan. One-on-one tonight.
Colin, you're still waiting for those saying the Scottish crowd booing Bianca was racist when others did. Yeah, she got booed a lot over there. I mean, I'm not saying anything that's like kind of not known here in a lot of you who live in Europe, but some of those European countries are kind of racist. I don't think Italy likes black people. Like, I swear. I don't think they do. Correct me if I'm wrong about that, but just that's the vibe I get from where I sit.
Another cold breaker by Morgan. And look at the intense look in the eyes of one half of the tag champ.
And this country where I live in the U.S. is all, there's so many racist people here, and where did we all come from?
Deep trouble.
Over there.
Morgan may have injured herself as well as she.
All of our ancestors.
Man, what a match. Two great matches 2 weeks in a row for Bailey. Morgan bringing it tonight as well. Just a harbinger of what's to come at WrestleMania.
Can Liv end this here on a Monday night?
For the win and a kick out by Bailey at 2.
Oh, man, I love these super white people in the front row there. The guy with the Austin 316 shirt, and I guess his wife and wearing like the white dress or whatever.
Interesting facial expression by Morgan.
I love Liv.
Lyra trying to build Bailey.
Liv's top 5 in the company for me now. She wasn't even top 50 a year and a half ago. She's top 5 now.
And Morgan where she wants her.
Oh, missed the cutter.
Second rope.
It was Olivia. Bailey was able to reverse it and then sneak out of the neck breaker.
Liv has moments where she does feel a bit clunky in the ring, and there's other times where she's just really smooth and
Of sorts for Bailey.
smart. She works smart. Yeah, Bailey's gonna. I was about to say Bailey might win this. Nope, she's over by the ropes.
Critical moment of this match.
This will not be the 3 count. Liv repositioned herself to get a foot on the rope thing going. Oh, there's. Oh my God, that didn't even work, you dumbasses. She wasn't even close enough. Now here comes Lyra after
Rodriguez.
Raquel.
It's one until Raquel Rodriguez got involved and now a big boot to the Intercontinental Champion.
Lyra sticking up for a WrestleMania teammate.
And Bailey making Raquel Rodriguez
Wow, she got cuttered. Liv is gonna win this match.
Fell upside down.
backstabber by Morgan.
This might not bode. I might not be right.
Going for Oblivion. Lyra
Oh, there we go. Yeah, Bailey's got to win. Yes. Lyra helped her.
Jack knife cover. And a win.
Yes, that's what we wanted. Because Liv and Raquel are going to retain at WrestleMania, so Liv can't win this match.
Lyra Valkyria says
For a minute there, I thought Liv was going to win, and I was going to be like, oh, shit, maybe we are going to get a title change at WrestleMania. Nope, we're not.
for the Oblivion and the win. Valkyria held Bailey, and the momentum shifts to the challengers for the tag titles Sunday at WrestleMania.
Bailey and Lyra gotta be flying high, heading into Las Vegas for their tag team title opportunities as Raquel and Liv Morgan were outsmarted by the brand new duo here on Monday Night Raw.
Again, WrestleMania Sunday, the women's tag team titles on the line. We talked about all the festivities going on WrestleMania week, including both Friday and Monday. The Pat McAfee show will be live on ESPN, 9 o'clock local, 9 o'clock Pacific, noon on the East Coast from WWE World. I'll be there, part of Pat's show. And what a lineup you've got for Monday. I'm sure Friday.
Monday as well, but Friday, huge news. The original tribal chief, Roman Reigns, will be joining us at 9:15 local, and then
9:15 local. What does that guy's phone say?
Mr. H.
Something Gyro?
in the
Gyro?
We hope you will join us for a celebration of WrestleMania to kick off the whole
A
weekend.
lot of other special guests as well on Friday. Well, speaking of Roman Reigns, the main event of WrestleMania Saturday, Roman, Seth, and CM Punk.
All right, we're going to get a little recap package here of the Rollins and Punk and Roman scenario. What up, Zane? Good to see you, man. Appreciate the $2. Bryce Versa. Holy crap, been listening since 2011. I remember when you revealed your face and getting so hyped in the college library. Fellow restaurant worker. Hot behind. Yep, hot behind. Oh, yeah, do you say behind or you say corner? I don't say either. I just be like, I'm coming through, motherfucker. Hot behind. Corner. Heard. Fellow restaurant worker. Right on. 2011, man. You've been here damn near since the beginning. Yeah, I remember the first time I revealed my face was on Twitter. It was like right before WrestleMania 28. And there was like an image of The Rock on my TV or something. And I just kind of took a selfie in front of it and just put that. I didn't even like caption it, I don't think. I just put it on Twitter. And then some people were like, did you just reveal your face? I never was purposely hiding my face. I just only had a microphone. I didn't have a camera. The reason you didn't see my face is because I didn't have a camera. And plus I was more of like, kind of doing podcast style videos. And it wasn't until I started realizing, I better do some live streams. I like how he was poking Heyman, and then Heyman kind of got pissed. He's like, look, damn it.
Don't put your damn hands on me again!
I saw the deal after Raw last week where Punk put on Seth's jacket and like danced around the ring like him. That was kind of funny. Seth has to win that match.
Now, you owe me a favor.
No, it would have been great. This is so morbid to say. I don't mean this in any bad way. Don't take it that way. But remember when Paul Bearer died right before WrestleMania 29? What if, like, Paul Heyman were to have died, like, right before this match? And, like, Rollins brought up the urn and the ashes and dumped it all over Punk. Like, what a full circle, like a payback moment that would have been. But I like Paul Heyman. I don't want him to go anywhere. Try not to die, if at all possible. Paulie. Booyah. 619. My area code is not 619. I live in San Diego. My area code is 858. I don't live in a 619. I live in 858. He looks like Mexican Johnny Knoxville, that one guy. I always forget which one's Cruz and which one's Wild. I can't believe Rey went in the Hall of Fame, 3 years ago? 2 years ago. Remember, Zane? We were sitting right there at the restaurant while Rey was going into the Hall of Fame across the street at Staples. And I like that we're getting some more rando, one-on-one matches. Rey and El Grande. Naomi and Jade. I'm really hoping that Naomi and Jade and Drew and Priest surprise us. I hope we leave WrestleMania remembering those matches. I kind of forgot. I thought this was Jade's first WrestleMania match, but she worked with Jade and Bianca last year. The reason I know this is because I just recorded my short for WrestleMania 40 a couple days ago, and I'm like, I forgot they even had that match. when I recorded WrestleMania 35, I couldn't remember how Charlotte got added. I was like, how did Charlotte even get into that thing? I had to look it up. I guess it was like Vince came out and suspended Becky. I don't even remember that. I was just thinking they stuck Charlotte in there at the last minute.
El Grande Americano.
Have they told you something that they haven't told me? He's not a luchador? I thought El Grande Americano was a luchador.
He's an Olympian.
Mike Witt, appreciate the 5. That's not a hot take. That's right. I kind of agree. Gunther's IC run was better than this current world title. This current world title run is fine, but his IC run was just had this more dominant of a feel to it. And plus, you knew that he was headed for more. Like, he was headed for world championship gold. Now that he's got that, he's no longer, like, on the rise. He's kind of made, so kind of feels different.
El Grande Americano was a big...
All right, we're in the middle of a commercial break. That's why there's all this lollygagging going on in the ring. Which means, I think, does that mean the LWO is going to get the jobber entrance? Or maybe not.
Thank you. I do not know Spanish as well as you, clearly.
I love how Chad Gable's Chad Gable today. So this is Julius, right?
Good to see American made back together.
They've been together for weeks.
Sounds like fucking American Gladiators. Have you seen the old meme? It's probably like 15 years old. The little chubby kid, and he's going like that. You know, little 4 years old maybe at max. He looks like Brutus Creed grown up. Or Brutus Creed grown up looks like that kid.
This should be a heck of a matchup. The Uber
Or Brutus looks like that kid grown up. That's what I'm trying to say.
one-on-one with the Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio here tonight.
You say uber athletic. I mean, that's an understatement. Multiple-time national champ, currently in part of the Ultimate Fighter series. The Dan Cormier.
Just an absolute freak.
Brutus looks like the type of guy that if you're next door neighbors with him, any sort of power tool or
As he prepares for a grand
appliance that you need, he's got it in his shed. You need a weed whacker. You need hedge clippers. You need like extension cords, leaf blowers, tractors. It's all in Brutus's shed. All of it. Do my taxes. Good tax work. Yeah, my accountant's already got all my info. Sent it over to him last month.
WWE present WrestleMania.
He writes off everything, man. He asks me for like the dimensions of this room, how much I spent, you know, on computer hardware, you know, any wrestling shows I went on, anything I spend on the channel at all. He wants to know.
The Phenom in an intimate setting, sharing never
He's like, even if it's $10, tell me. He's like, save everything. Just give me all your expenses. And I'm like, okay. Wingstop. I've never been to Wingstop.
He's fat boy. Love Wingstop. Got good thighs as well.
What's the other one? There's Wingstop, and then there's not Buffalo Wild Wings, but there's another one. We have two of them right here in town. Wings and Things. Y'all got any Wings and Things where you guys live? We've got Wings and Things here in San Diego, and I think we got some Wingstops too.
You were just out there to cool it down the middle, but I can see your true intentions now. You thrive on playing with my emotions, winding me up like I'm some sort of toy to you, just so you can get what you want and make me seem like I'm the bad guy. The thing that you failed
I think the biggest inconvenience of being a women's wrestler would be
that I love
2 hours of hair and makeup every day. Fuck.
to get it back. And Io, I never had to give you a championship match. But watching you pout and moan, it really pulled
It's funny whenever you see videos of Rhea Ripley working live events and then like young boys comment below, she looks so different. I'm like, that's because you've never been around a woman and you don't understand makeup. That's why she looks different to you.
World Championship. And Bianca, I can't wait to make you feel what it's like when I'm the bad guy. Because at WrestleMania 41, I get back.
Hey, if anybody does have an updated, I guess I could do this myself, but if anybody's seen like an updated picture of the WrestleMania set, shoot it over to me on Twitter and I'll check it.
She had an opportunity to get to WrestleMania, and she's going to make the
Starting to think the Mania stage will be a version of the Plaza Hotel with a long ramp. The Plaza Hotel, like the one in New York? Not like the Trump Plaza. It's got to be some. What is there a plaza in Vegas? What are all the big standout casinos there? Mirage, the MGM Grand, Aria. What's that? Oh, a piece of metal in the head. Caesar's Palace. Oh, does the real Caesar live here? I didn't think so. Oh yeah, that shirtless comedian guy. I don't know. I don't like him. I get the shirtless comedian guy confused with like the Practical Joker's guy, like the fat guy on that one too. The two of them I get confused. I've always thought they're the same dude, but they're not. And how tall is Julius? I mean, I knew he was tall, but he looks, what, 6'5"? I mean, I'm 6'1". He looks way taller than me.
Mysterio into the corner. Julius goes 6'3", 229. Obviously, the height and the power advantage over Rey, but this isn't Rey's first rodeo.
No, Colin, we do not have any Waffle Houses out here, and I wish we did because I love Waffle House.
Yeah, Rey's had to have a strategy against a bigger opponent for his entire career. That led to him being in the Hall of Fame.
My favorite thing about Waffle House is I always leave very large tips because the food is dirt cheap. And those hard-working people there probably ever get good tips. So I always make sure I like lay down a 20 for them. Because I appreciate their work.
This year's WrestleMania, Pat, will mark the 13th career match for the legendary Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania.
And just like that, quick as a hiccup, backflip against the rope, Julius Creed still
6'3", okay.
come
He
in.
looks taller. The way when he was making his entrance, I'm like, he's a tall fella, isn't he? I guess 6'3" sounds about right. But what's Gunther's height? He looks like he could be Gunther's body double.
Go power for power with Julius Creed. I respect it though. Julius Creed needs to take advantage of it now. Once Rey starts using momentum, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, just like that, the quickness of Mysterio with that Rana, sending Creed toward the ropes, and Rey now getting fired up. Rey, former three-time world champion, just got stopped in his tracks by Creed. Cover and a kick out.
Rey just got turned inside out by Julius Creed, and Julius Creed loves it.
You know, this is take another look at this power here, Pat. This is Creed's first career singles match on Monday Night Raw, but he is no stranger to individual competition. The single season record holder in wins.
Okay, that weird couple in the front row, they got a little kid with them, so they're not just two weirdos. They actually have a son that they've taken to the show. That's better. I was a little worried.
Very successful amateur wrestler.
Two-time NCAA All-American, one of the most decorated wrestlers in the history of Duke in the ACC.
Not everybody will understand this reference, but he's an Ohio guy too. So take that for what you will. Incredibly tough, gritty, down to fight, whatever.
Telling me a story already.
Ohio.
Dad coached amateur wrestling when he was a young child. He used to sleep on the mats in the gym.
And Rey Mysterio was doing this when he was doing.
Julius
Nope.
sends him out to the apron, but Rey with tremendous balance. Mysterio with a forearm to the face and Creed back down to the floor, and Rey's going to go high.
Yeah, the sign says Terramana tequila sucks. That's funny. I've had some. I'm not really a tequila connoisseur, though. I mean, I know the good stuff, but I don't drink a ton of tequila.
And that is Julius just jumped up to the top rope.
We got Don Julio, 1942, Clase Azul, all that high dollar shit. I carry at my restaurant, but I don't drink it much. Oh, they're all out of here. Get out of here.
So we're going to get Rey in six-piece. Julius one-on-one. Finally. Great job by the
Yeah, when it comes to Ohio and Michigan, I'm Team Michigan. The state of Michigan, more than the Wolverines.
past few months. Pat, no love lost between any of these men in
I feel like neither states are great, but I feel like Michigan's a way better state. I mean, it's a peninsula surrounded by water, tons of like beachfront property all over that state, on the lakes and stuff. Where Ohio feels like it's got more trailer parks than Michigan does, to be honest. Look at Creed is the same height. He's on his knees, and Ray's only got like an inch on him. Mike, don't knock Ohio. I might have to, Mike. It's okay. You can knock Michigan. It's fine. I know Detroit's a dump. Cleveland might be a better city than Detroit, and I think they're both gross.
But I don't think I took too many breaths of that particular era. Was El Grande Americano down here?
Chad Gable was.
Two different people. Julius Creed asked certain men if they like what they're seeing. They're saying, no, we hate it.
And now Creed.
Yeah, Mike, you've got Uncle Howdy maybe targeting Cena for his final run. Yeah, I mean, that would work, given his history with Bray Wyatt. But, you know, we're only down to like 10 months left of Cena, 8 months left of Cena. So whatever they do, they ain't got much time to do it.
Yeah, this is complete disrespect when it comes to the
Yeah, they're kind of leaning into this mask stuff, and I certainly hope, I mean, what I hope is happening is that they're going to eventually build to a mask versus mask match with Rey and El Grande Americano. And that's where El Grande will be unmasked. I certainly don't think Rey is going to unmask. He better not. If he does, it'll be in his last match. And I think like Dominic should do it, or somebody else that he's got a little bit more significant history with. Not being done by like a comedic character.
He's got the moxie, the confidence.
They got a great teacher in Chad Gable, all kidding aside.
Mike, I don't get ads.
Again, his brother Brutus, a tremendous amateur.
I'm watching the match right now. It says we're back in 48 seconds, according to my Netflix. But no, I already don't get ads.
And look at this. Oh, that total world backbreaker. Knee to the spine. Creed looks to beat Mysterio. This would not bode well for Rey heading to WrestleMania if he loses to Creed tonight.
Everybody wants to have a win heading into the biggest weekend of the year.
Okay, see how it says right here, if anybody who can see this, is SmackDown streaming globally on Netflix.
Well, I do like Gable, but I want him under the mask.
But that doesn't mean I can see it. I got to watch SmackDown on USA here in the States if I want to see SmackDown, right? Unless I get a VPN. Because the only thing that's keeping me from canceling my cable, which is not even cable, it's just a streaming app to get all the cable channels. I don't need it. I don't use it. I pay $85 a month for it, or $80 a month, something like that. All I need it for is SmackDown, and I'm not even here to watch SmackDown on Fridays. So I'm thinking about canceling it and just finding a different way to watch SmackDown.
Will Rey Mysterio on? Julius Creed's been dominating this matchup ever since LWO, and American Made were kicked out by official Chad Patton, but Rey fighting back now. Mysterio, who takes on El Grande Americano at WrestleMania.
Hey, Mysterio.
Uh-oh, and look at this. Oh,
Over goes Julius.
Creed hit his spine on the apron.
Great Rana by Rey Mysterio to get Julius Creed out of the ring.
What's up, Max? Overall build, just kind of mediocre, to be honest.
Mysterio building
Nothing great this year, but I'm hoping the show delivers. I'm hoping they have some big things planned and some surprises. I'm really liking this idea of maybe The Rock walking out of WrestleMania with the title. Like, look at that. Jesus, like if Cody beats Cena and then Rock comes in as the TKO board member and demands a match right there in the spot and wins the title. Something like that.
Are you kidding me right now?
I feel like The Rock being absent for this long has got to mean something, you know.
absolutely insane what we just witnessed.
And plus, Rock did that like 1, 2, 3 thing. Like maybe somebody else sold their soul to The Rock, and Cena, you know, Cena's just a pawn. Rock's just using Cena to get his real guy over.
Julius Creed was parading around the
And then Cena immediately right after WrestleMania realizes that he shouldn't have turned heel and goes right back to being a babyface or something. Maybe they do something like that.
Julius Creed just did a little bit ago. Catching Mysterio in midair, powering him up, but Mysterio able to counter. And now Rey, top rope where he feels comfortable. Rey with a Hurricane Rana.
Nice Hurricane Rana there on Julius.
Creed into the corner.
This is what Rey wants. Julius really, him in charge.
Yeah, The Rock doing a WrestleMania 9 Hogan. Maybe that's why they released the documentary, which I will be watching tonight, finally, by the way.
And WrestleMania fever is building. Here tonight on Raw.
Huge rights from Rey Mysterio. What is wrong with this team?
Uh-oh, again caught. Picked out of midair again.
Jeez.
Julius Creed, and what a counter by Mysterio into a DDT. The legendary Rey Mysterio and a kick
Kicked out.
by Creed.
I feel like we're watching
call the majority of the matches in Rey Mysterio's illustrious career, and I am amazed each and every time. Father Time has not caught up with Rey Mysterio.
Yes, it is.
Fans are loving this match. I mean, this fucker wasn't even born when Rey debuted.
Mysterio to the ropes. Creed now straps down. And a little overzealous and went up over the top rope to the floor.
Rey Mysterio played Julius perfectly there.
Oh, no. Rey, turn around.
Oh. Oh, El Grande is here because Gable got thrown out.
With El Grande and Mysterio now trying to rip the mask off Americano to prove to the world it's Chad Gable. Creed now from behind. Rolls up Mysterio. Rey kicks out at 2. Oh, what a
Well,
shot.
Gable's still on the apron, which means he's going to get nailed right there. Boom, off he goes.
Americano. Never see him in the same place at the same time as Chad Gable. Meanwhile, Mysterio.
A couple weeks ago, we saw him same place, same time.
I like that El Grande Americano is a little bit Blue Blazer or a little bit Mr. America. Is that going to be it? Yeah. Gable's going to win at Mania. Gable will win at Mania. Then at Backlash, we'll do mask versus mask match, and Rey will win. All right, I'm going to go get another Frosty Brew. Be right back.
Oh, man. With a sneak attack to Mysterio. And now the LWO coming to his aid. And again, using what I would believe is yet still the loaded mask this week. You see the headbutts being delivered by Americano. You got to believe that steel plate is still in the mask of this man. And there again, wiping out all of
Damn, Millennial Hall of Fame at 7 a.m. for you this Saturday. We're going to be watching that, by the way. So if you want to wake up really early
before WrestleMania.
El Grande Americano
and watch it with us,
with this, not forehead, but single.
because there's a 2-hour gap between SmackDown and the Hall of Fame.
He might as well have a football helmet on. Because just like that, Rey Mysterio's out.
Thank you.
You're telling me that's not Chad Gable?
That's El Grande Americano.
Look it, there it is. I told you. Once again, slipping that piece of metal behind the mask.
Loads that forehead up. Hits the single head off of Rey's face. Not once, but twice. Just days removed from WrestleMania.
Well, on WrestleMania Saturday, that man, El Grande Americano,
I think he just said gracias.
wants to embarrass.
How do you say shoosh in Spanish? I love how they have that American song with the Mexican flair. That's so cool. What's these sound effects? What's with the sound effects? Whoosh. Ricky, oh yeah, I felt the earthquake this morning. Right, we rumbled hard here.
Xavier, Kofi, you run your mouths.
All right, that's right. We're getting a tag title match at Mania. Just one, possibly. I still don't know if WWE knows. Are they booked that Street Profits and Machine Guns match for SmackDown, or are they moving that to Mania? Don't even know.
One gold
Don't even know.
continents. Last week, we had you beat, dead to rights. You took the coward's way out. You knew you couldn't beat us. You say this is about these titles, but it's about more than these championships now. Last week, you took this to a whole new level. Because you didn't come for these titles. You came for my neck. You tried to put me back on the show. You tried to end my career. So at WrestleMania, this isn't gonna be a match. Hell, this isn't even gonna be a fight. This is war.
Okay, New Day and War Raiders. I feel like that's going to be the weakest match on both nights.
Excuse me, guys. Xavier, Kofi. We just heard from the War Raiders.
Jackie.
WWE and Clash of Clans, and you're gonna interrupt this too?
Jackie, your lack of etiquette is simply audacious.
It's audacious. It's audacious.
But we heard from the War Raiders earlier, and they said that you guys took things to a whole new level last week, and they're saying that your match at WrestleMania in less than a week is going to be a war.
War? We've been in war. You see how these people treat us?
You see how the people in the locker room have been treating us this entire time?
It's been war the whole time.
We've been at war the entire time, Jackie. But the warpath stops at WrestleMania when we take back what belongs to us. That's our WWE World Tag Team Championships. And we remind the entire world that your boys, the New Day, are the greatest tag team on the face of planet Earth.
Because Jackie, last week was just a taste of what the New Day is willing to do to get our titles back. And after WrestleMania, Eric is going to wish that we would have taken his head off so him and Ivar wouldn't have to catch the beating they're going to get this Saturday. And when we regain our tag team championship,
I mean, I'm sure they are going to win. I have no doubt about that. I predicted that.
an immature member of the WWE Universe will have no choice but to drop to their knees, raise their hands to the sky, and scream in unison.
Hey, I like that, Mike. There you go, doing NWO with Randy, John Cena, and Dwayne standing over Cody. That would be okay with me. I'm all for with something wild happening. Because the Cena heel turn, as well as it was executed, the follow-up has been ass. So I'm to the point now, I'm like, I don't even care about this heel turn. It's not as good as the Rock's heel turn was last year, you know? Cena just kind of stayed himself, and he's just yelling at the fans, you know? That would have hit harder 12 years ago. Him coming out in 2013 and saying all this stuff. But now it's like, dude...
And this is phenomenal.
All right, this is AJ and Karrion Kross. I don't feel like AJ is going to beat Logan Paul. No, Zach, I was unaware of Bryan Danielson having to apologize to El Generico in Spanish for not giving him a hug. Hey, bud. Tito.
AJ Styles prepares for Logan Paul in WrestleMania, but it's got Karrion Kross next.
Oh, you did? You saw one of them War Raiders play high school football? That's cool. I've always wanted to go back to my high school on a Friday night and go to a game as like a 48-year-old man. Maybe I can get there this year. Although now it's probably not as fun as it used to be. You can probably get shot or stabbed there now. But back when I was a kid, games on Friday nights was the place to be.
The opposite of what AJ Styles is all about.
We'd all be talking during the day about meeting up, what time, and we'd all sit up in the stands and go under the bleachers and do naughty things. Oh, what a blast.
There's a reason his shirt says there can only be one. Because what this man does, nobody else can. But at WrestleMania, he's got Logan Paul, who has showed up to every big moment that has ever been presented to him. And all it takes is one big punch.
That titanium-plated right hand of Logan Paul could come into play WrestleMania Sunday.
Yeah, Kross has been doing a lot to help try to build the Logan and AJ match, which makes me think he's probably going to make an appearance in the match at Mania. Just a way to get him and Scarlett, you know, on there in some form. I have a feeling they'll make their presence known.
I was wondering if this was back for good. Had a conversation with Karrion Kross about this entrance earlier today.
Oh, yeah, this is his old entrance, or was he using this like the last couple weeks? I don't remember.
You know, Kross has made much of his career, Pat, about the clock, right? Time ticking away. He told me earlier he wants to turn back the hands of time to the better days of his career. Said he took a number of missteps and wants to get back to what made him whole, what made him dangerous. And he believed that coming out to this entrance, to this music, would help him to start to reestablish himself as the killer he once was.
It's interesting how they move the steps just for this entrance to the front of the apron there.
You knew that Karrion was about to come out.
It's crazy how he debuted with the completely bald head. Now he's got long-ass locks. Oh, none of that. None of y'all saw that. I guess that was another commercial break. We just got the old Karrion Kross entrance, and I didn't realize, once again, it was a commercial. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Like the last two toughest guys in the prison yard from a bygone generation. When these two hooked up, everybody in the yard's watching it.
They were just absolutely blistering one another. The chairs and the steps.
To me, that story had everything. Shawn Michaels, Mr. WrestleMania. Here's the guy Undertaker who he couldn't beat at WrestleMania. Here's his best friend Triple H. Now he's the ref. He has to stay impartial.
Look at this.
Oh, we just watched that pay-per-view a couple weeks ago. That got pulled down, by the way. In case you're wondering where my WrestleMania 28 watch-along went. I think we had the volume a little too loud. YouTube yanked it.
It's years of experience doing what they do best.
I knew that we had just finished something that was going to be so special that it would last through the annals of time.
The era has ended.
Rodrigo, do I watch soap opera in Spanish? Not on purpose. Sometimes if I'm in a waiting room somewhere around here, getting my car worked on, or I don't know, anywhere that a waiting room would be, sometimes Spanish soap operas are on there. But no, I'm not searching out the Spanish soap operas. I'm not searching out the American soap operas. The only soap opera I watch is wrestling.
Las Vegas, the Hall of Fame ceremony is at 10 o'clock Pacific, live on Peacock, and Pat and I have the distinct honor and privilege to host this year's Hall of Fame. Speaking of the Fox Blue Hotel, there's plenty of action. Mentioned the Hall of Fame on Friday. Undertaker One Dead Man Show is Saturday night. The roast of WrestleMania features.
Look at this drone shot of this pool. Wow.
Take place on Sunday.
I think I've been to that pool.
NXT
No, I haven't.
on Tuesday, April 22nd. Tickets are on sale now.
Couldn't imagine living in Vegas. What a wild place to live. Like living in the city there. Like, my God.
Karrion Kross set for action one-on-one with AJ Styles. And Karrion Kross is wearing tonight an interesting story he told us about these tights earlier today, Pat. As we get set for the AJ Styles versus Logan Paul matchup at WrestleMania. That takes place on WrestleMania Sunday. Back to the tights for a moment for Karrion Kross. He actually went to the man who makes the tights for AJ Styles, and they are very, very similar in nature, and there's a reason for this.
He said he wants AJ to go back to his evil ways. A darker version of AJ Styles of yesterday.
Like, I feel like Cross being a player in this build means that we're going to at least get him appearing in that match. Because I feel like what's got to happen is AJ is going to have to job to Logan. So maybe Cross being there is going to make that easier, you know?
You mentioned unleashing the more dangerous side of AJ.
I mean, they got Logan on this special contract. You know, he's had some losses before. This is a match against AJ, honestly, is probably one he should win. And I don't like the way that sounds any more than anybody else does, but who cares? You know, AJ is probably a fan of Logan Paul, you know, like the gay community. You know, AJ's probably a guy that doesn't even have a big problem with what a douchebag Logan Paul is, so I don't really care that AJ's going to lose to him. But I feel like Cross's involvement is a way to make that finish easier. You know, you don't want to beat AJ clean, you know, so have Cross be a part of that. It doesn't have to be this way.
Tremendous. And now Scarlett getting involved. Referee Jessica Cole.
I think it would be wild if Logan Paul was not on the Go Home Raw tonight. So I have a feeling after this match he might pop back up too. He might show up and attack.
Arriving on the scene in WWE.
Stupendous would be the word. Built for the moment, built for the business. Karrion Kross doesn't like it one bit.
Oh yeah, Cross is doing Bloodsport on Thursday. That's right.
Things his way.
Great suplex by Cross delivered to AJ Styles.
You spent 3 days in Vegas and more than enough for you. I've loved every time I've gone to Vegas. My craziest trip was in 2015. Oh my God. Things happened. Substances were abused. Found myself in a limo. Didn't even know how I got in there. It was one of them trips.
Thrives on suffering. And now mocking Styles.
Not expect this out of Karrion Kross here tonight.
Yeah, he said he needed to change.
Cross looks like Corbin.
Go about things.
Maybe, but he's got hair. Well, Corbin used to have the long hair. He does kind of look like early NXT Baron Corbin, doesn't he? Does he have the flattened out belly button?
Styles needs a good time win heading into the weekend as well.
AJ, baseball slide, drives Cross.
Into the second row.
AJ launches himself over the top, lands on the apron as Cross rolled out of harm's way and out. Takes AJ out.
Yeah, AJ has lost too much at Mania. That's fine, Michael, but that's not going to be the reason for them to say, oh, we have to have him win this time. He's in there against Logan Paul. Logan Paul's going to beat him. I'm telling you. You just watch.
Now what's he thinking?
If AJ wins, I'm going to be very happy. But look at the prime water bottle guy. But there's no way Triple H is going to be like, you know what, let's change it. Just realize that AJ's lost a lot. They don't think that way. Unless they make a story out of somebody's losing streak at WrestleMania, they're not giving a shit about that at all.
Cross is on a mission tonight. Wow.
All right, commercial break.
You know, Pat, this Karrion Kross tonight
For some of you.
harken back to the man who dominated NXT.
This Karrion Kross is dangerous. This Karrion Kross changes the game. This Karrion Kross.
If anybody hasn't done a thumbs up smash, now would be a good time. Thanks, y'all.
Hammered away on the chest of Styles. Just a vicious sicko.
Yeah, that was weird. He just said hi to me. I felt obligated to say hello back, but to be clear, I was looking in the eyes of a lunatic.
I say the same thing about Seth. What about like needing a win? Well, yeah, against the guys he's working with. But this particular scenario, each situation is different, case-by-case basis. I do not believe for a second that AJ will beat Logan because he's lost a lot of Mania matches. Not in this case. There might be some cases where that applies. It doesn't apply here. AJ will lose to Logan Paul. Just wait. Saturday's almost here. You'll see. Or Sunday. I forgot what day that match is happening on. The weekend is almost here. AJ will be eating a pin. Cross wouldn't be involved in this for AJ to win. Unless Cross is there to protect Logan. Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe Cross is going to actually help AJ beat him. And Cross is there just to keep either guy strong. Because whichever guy they want to pin, they don't want to pin clean. So Cross could be there to help AJ, and Logan will lose. If you want to do go-home math here, I think maybe like if Logan is going to win at Mania, then after this match, he's going to attempt to attack AJ, but AJ is going to get the better of him and turn the tables, and Logan's going to retreat. But if Logan comes out and lays out AJ here, and he stands tall over AJ's body, then you might be onto something. Maybe Cross is going to be there to actually help AJ. I might like that. I might like that scenario better, because to me it feels too obvious that Cross will be involved. But he's already wrestling AJ here, so it's not like they can have Cross screw AJ and then they can have a backlash match. They could still have a backlash match, but since they're already in the ring here, sure, I could see maybe Cross actually being the reason that Logan loses. But whatever it is, they're not going to book that particular match. They're not going to book the winner because AJ has a lot of Mania losses. Not in this case. I don't think Triple H cares, to be honest, how many Mania losses AJ has. Where I think he would care more about a Seth or one of those guys.
Brilliant by Karrion Kross.
And Karrion's been dominating this thing, which doesn't bode well for Styles heading into WrestleMania against Logan Paul.
Always radio. I wouldn't do a double DQ finish either. You got this Mania. You got to do finishes at Mania. You can do a finish. You can totally have AJ or Logan lose to the other guy, especially if there's a lot of outside stuff happening. If Kross is going to be right in the middle of that thing, then you can do a finish because you've got Kross involved. You don't need a DQ. That would be the ultimate cop-out. Double DQs, that's for WrestleManias in 1992, not for 2025.
Go back to the old entrance, try to recapture some of that former glory, get himself back in that place where he wants to hurt people, make it about himself, and he's done just that.
Kross is put into the middle of this thing, in my mind, to protect which either guy is going to take the pin. And that's the only reason he's here.
Styles with a chop. AJ never out of a fight. Multi-time champion in his career all around the world. And Kross, wait a minute. He twisted his ankle.
You twist your ankle?
Buckled almost, if you will.
Are you playing possum? Are you playing raccoon?
I think Kross may have twisted his ankle.
I love referee Jessica Carr.
Balance. Gave out from underneath him, obviously.
Oh, and a cheap shot by Kross. And now a big smile on his face.
She posted a cool picture, like how it started, how it's going, of her meeting Cody back in like 2008, and then her handing Cody the championship after a match of his that she reffed. Very cool. She's had an amazing body transformation. She's really worked hard. Go, AJ. There you go. I mean, AJ is infinitely better in the ring than Kross.
And there's that sliding forearm by Styles. And I think all Kross did was give AJ Styles an opening. And here comes the phenomenal one.
Me and AJ are the same age, and he looks better than me. He's got a better physique.
And Kross says that's it.
Karrion and Scarlett having a massive Monday Night Raw. Can they get a win over AJ Styles?
And Karrion loading up. Karrion Kross setting up for the cross hammer here to Styles.
Nice duck.
Underneath. Styles.
That's how Kross won the NXT title. God, that is such a... I don't know what AJ calls that, if fireman's carry into like the backbreaker, but that's got to be rough on his knees.
Beating the hell out of each other.
Styles launched out to the apron by Kross. Hung up Kross on the top rope. Styles now.
I mean, I will say this is the most interested I've ever been in Kross since he's been in the company, so
In position.
I'm hoping that this is entertaining, whatever this story is.
Back to his feet. Styles off the top rope. Phenomenal.
Did Kross just openly take that? He had his hands behind his back. And AJ gets the win. See? AJ just won.
WrestleMania Sunday.
It's all in the go-home math there. Now, let's see if Logan attacks him like I predicted. But he just beat Karrion Kross straight clean there. So there's no reason to make a feud between those guys.
So impressive tonight.
But I still think Logan's going to beat AJ.
The resilience of the veteran AJ Styles.
Because not only has AJ had a lot of losses, so has Logan Paul. What's Logan Paul's record? Because they put him in ring with top stars, with Seth's, with Roman's. Here comes Logan. And he's lost those matches. He's faced Seth, he's faced Roman, he's faced Cody. All those guys beat him, right? Here comes the Maverick.
AJ Styles. Hey, whoa, what's up with all the hostility? Sacramento, chill. I came out here to tell my man congratulations. Seriously, AJ, no, go in, brother. Congratulations, you did it. In front of Sacramento. A bunch of people who weren't cool enough to live in Los Angeles. And weren't cool enough to live in San Francisco.
We're cool enough to live in Los Angeles and not smart enough to live in San Francisco. That's kind of funny. And not chill enough to live in San Diego. You got to be chill to live down here. You can't be head exploding mad at Dave Meltzer every day in your life and live in San Diego. Can't do that here. It's too nice. It's too nice outside to be mad at Tony Khan all day, every day of your life.
Here's what you're up against. Please enjoy this piece of cinema.
Oh, it's a piece of cinema. Yum.
I am the Maverick, Logan Paul, and I don't want to be one of y'all. I'm one of one. I accomplished more in one weekend than you will in your entire lives.
Oh, this is just a Logan Paul hype package. Okay.
The WWE to take part. I joined to take over. Let me remind
Rodrigo, you don't know why fans online don't like Jessica Carr? Because fans online are stupid. There you go. Logan's not talking about in my neck of the woods. Logan probably likes it here. San Diego is the nicest city in this whole state. I mean, the Bay Area is awesome and everything, but it's like cold up there. Down here is nice.
Nice life highlight there of him. That's a cute little video, smart ass. But why don't we start WrestleMania a couple days early and bring your ass to the ring right now?
Yeah, nice video. Bring your ass to the ring. I don't think Logan's going to do that.
Styles was not impressed. And Logan Paul making his way to the ring now. And a Karrion Cross trying to sneak
Okay, yeah, so Cross is still involved here. This is good. I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing here.
Paul and Cross. And Karrion Cross now, as the numbers game may catch up to AJ Styles here. Styles, though, takes it out.
I'll tell you what, I'd like to see a shoot between Karrion Cross and Logan Paul. Because I think Logan Paul would probably beat up AJ in a fight, but I think Karrion Cross would beat up Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, and Pat, you mentioned it earlier. Press him tonight, had a little bit of help from Karrion.
Looks like we briefly just lost internet connection there. Not internet connection, but stream connection. We're back. Sorry about that. I don't know why that happens. Every now and then it just happens.
Anybody in this industry, and he knows it, and he'll tell you about it.
Logan Paul hopes to create another viral moment when he goes one-on-one.
Yeah, James. Yeah, we're a lot of military stuff down here in San Diego. My friend, my guy I went to high school with and lived with as a roommate back in North Carolina. He was here in San Diego, living here for a while too.
Speaking of WrestleMania, Saturday night, the main event, of course, the triple threat match between Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk, which marks the first
Fact of the night.
WrestleMania main event in the career.
Well, we know that. I love that they took the time to post this on the screen.
As will Seth
Fun
Rollins
fact.
And as will Roman Reigns. We are still awaiting the arrival of the original tribal chief. Paul Heyman apparently has not seen Roman Reigns since he requested or he granted CM Punk's favor a couple of weeks ago. What's Heyman in for with Reigns tonight?
Yeah, Logan get another world title shot if he wanted. They could definitely do that. We get the Creeds are back out here. Is this Ivy Niles got a match? What's happening here?
Guess who?
Or Chad Gable? Oh no, they're all out here.
No, what sucks is that Chad Gable's WrestleMania opportunity was once again taken from him. Very nice. Clever. Listen. Fortunately, I'm man enough to be happy for a young up-and-comer to replace me at WrestleMania. And that who I'm talking about is none other than El Grande Americano. I mean, did you see?
Isn't El Grande Americano a big coffee? Isn't that just a big coffee?
Handedly took them out. And on Saturday in Las Las Vegas at WrestleMania, it's Rey Mysterio's turn. This is Rey Mysterio's 13th WrestleMania match. And 13 will never be as unlucky.
Jesus Christ, guys. I'm just peeking at Twitter. I am so behind on DMs. Ugh. I'm sorry. I'll get to them, okay? Christ. Fuck Amato. It was like 4 days ago. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so behind on those. If I owe you a message, you'll hear from me, I promise. I was just looking over here. Thanks for that, Zach. Oh, cool. The original Hug It Out. That's awesome. I didn't watch a ton of Ring of Honor, you know? Ring of Honor was really hitting its stride during my hiatus from focusing on wrestling. That whole Creed promo there, or the American Alpha, or what are they called? Those fuckers. That whole promo was during a commercial break, so y'all didn't miss anything. I didn't even listen to what they said.
You said it yet again.
You believe what that guy says?
How could you not?
Well, you were the one that was calling him a terrible human being at one point in his career.
Chad Gable?
Yeah, Chad Gable. You forget that?
Yeah.
Selective memory?
He's a changed man.
Been a fight between Michael Cole and Greg Morgan. It wouldn't be much of a fight. He would be in the sharpshooter so fast. I mean, like the minute the referee says, okay, go, it's like 2 seconds later, he's in the sharpshooter. He wouldn't even be able to stop me. And then I just hold it on him until he fell asleep, died, cried. One or the other. I would win that. I'd win it with the sharpshooter. I'd take him down Equalizer style. Stephanie, what are you doing? Steph 316? Oh, she's in there with Austin? She's going riding with Austin in this thing? Oh my God. Jesus, Steve. I feel like Austin's going to compromise himself to a permanent end. Jesus. God, doesn't that thing flip over? That's one man gene I don't have in me. I don't have a desire to get in some vehicle and drive around dirt. Like, I don't have any interest whatsoever in doing that. Like when I was a teenager and some of my friends, we started getting driver's licenses. Some of them had trucks, pickup trucks, and they wanted to go out and go mudding and drive all through the mud and everything. I'm like, you guys are animals, like just idiots. Like I don't get that. I wasn't born with that gene or whatever. I'm like, nope, no interest in that whatsoever. Have fun with your mudding.
Thanks for everything you've done for me.
I'll be inside watching Baywatch if that's okay. Here comes Jey finally. I like that he's all in black. He's still going to do his big entrance, though.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming that Jey will do this entrance at WrestleMania, and he's going to come down, and that's going to look probably pretty damn awesome.
It certainly is.
You gotta wonder what Jey Uso thought about
He's not even really eating, is he?
fiery interview earlier tonight.
I do like that he's a little bit more,
I watched Jey Uso
less animated.
give $100,000 to somebody in Pittsburgh.
He made a hard, sharp turn there right at the end of this build to where now he's kind of gotten serious. I'm much more interested in this match now. I didn't give a shit before Jimmy started bleeding in that ring. And ever since then, I'm like, okay, maybe there's a chance this is not going to suck. And now I have, I'm optimistic,
This man last week. 2 weeks ago, his brother Jimmy left a bloody mess in the hands of Gunther. And last week, Pat, Jey Uso marched out of the ring. He got in the face of Gunther, and he showed no fear.
How could you have any fear?
I don't think Equalizer was a real Hulkamaniac. I don't think Denzel would approve of Hulk Hogan's behavior. I think Denzel would like to put a hurting on him. Like he did that guy in part 3, grabbed his arm, slammed him up against the wall, compressed the nerve.
Who's worked his ass off?
He goes, On a scale of 1 to 10, that's a 3. If I go one more, you'll shit on yourself. I'm like, yeah. I would love to see the Equalizer make Hulk Hogan shit on himself. Oh.
He's got a shot at the world title.
And it's all part of WrestleMania Saturday. Jey Uso and Gunther for the World Championship.
Mike, the best match of Mania, you got Drew and Damian. I just want that match to stand out. That's what I said. I think those guys, it's imperative that they make that match memorable in any way. I pitched both of them bleeding. In just a knockdown, drag out, refuse to say die war is what I would like to see. But I don't know if I'd give it match of the night. We have to wait and see if that comes true. I just need it to be good. I need it to be more than basic. And I want us on Sunday night after WrestleMania is over for that match to be sticking out, you know, in our heads. That's what I want for that match. It doesn't even have to be the best for me. It just has to not be forgettable. Michael Cole, I don't like it when you attempt to have any rhythm. It makes me nauseous.
What a scene! What a time! What a you!
So we're going to get Jay's promo. I thought it would be a Jay and Gunther interaction, but we're getting Jay on the announce table. Be hilarious if in the middle of his promo it broke. The announce table broke. He just fell, crumpled to the ground. They didn't have to play it off.
You earned this, dude. You earned this.
No, we had to restart his music.
Heck, can you imagine? Saturday, over
That's it?
60,000.
He's going to cut a promo, right? He's not going to come play his entrance song twice and leave.
I get caught up in the excitement.
Okay, he's going to talk. He's got the mic. Okay, phew.
Because this man has earned this. Every single second of it.
What's Jay gonna say?
All right, check it.
Check it.
I said what I had to say to Gunther last week. But I really wanted to come out here and holler at y'all.
Holla at us?
Yeah, my peoples. What up, Sacktown?
He's gonna holla at us.
My mama out here somewhere in the crowd. She out here somewhere.
Mama Uso's here?
Well, look, Goose. Everybody keep on asking me, Oos, Jay, where your mind at? Am I crashing out?
Crashing out. Everybody says crashing out.
Crashing out. But I'm locked in. Locked in for me.
I feel like crashing out has already been a phrase or something. It's like been resurrected, but like all the kids are saying crashing out.
Check it out, though.
I'm like, my generation had cooler terms.
Listen to Gunther
We were better.
out here talk. You know what that
Crashing out. Fuck out of here. The kids also say in their feelings. I'm in my feelings.
means? No.
How do you get in your own feelings?
You afraid.
Yeah, Gunther might be afraid. You could see it in his earlier promo. Jay's right.
You afraid. You afraid. I'm going to whoop your ass in front of 60,000 people for the World Heavyweight
Jay, it's not going to be 60,000 people, bro. It's going to be 50,000 if you're lucky.
I'm going to see you on Saturday, Oos. Gunther,
At least for the Saturday show. I think night 2's over 50, but Saturday's still in the 40s.
one time for the one time. Hey, Oos. Please hit my music. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Right now, WrestleMania is on track to have about double the audience that All In will. I think WrestleMania will have maybe 55, and All In will have about 25. Something like that. I think the best All In can hope for is 30. That might be pushing it. But neither show is very impressive. I mean, WrestleMania, you know, They could put 85,000 in Allegiant Stadium if they wanted to, or at least 70,000, but they're not.
Gunther. Frustrated, upset. One angry SOB early tonight.
Hey, check out the Fiend. Look at that. He's complete with everything. Good God. He's even the right size.
Maybe he has
That Fiend, he even ponied up for that $6,000 belt or whatever it is. How much is that belt? That Fiend belt's absurd. Like, who the fuck would pay that?
It's been a different tone out of Jey the last couple times we've heard him speak.
You see your sibling get beat up and bloodied in front of you, and you're helpless to do a damn thing about it. It can change you.
Well, we didn't get a one-on-one interaction with these two guys this week, which is fine. And I think the last 3 weeks have done a pretty good job of making me care a little bit about this match because I did not before. But now I'm like, maybe this can be good. But I was also hoping that Jey and Jimmy would be good last year with all that emotion surrounding that. And that match really shit the bed. So I'm hoping that they can do something in that match. Because it's got to be more than entrance, It's got to be more than entrance and victory celebration. Something has to happen in the ring as well.
Sweaty is telling you to wipe the sweat off your forehead. You think this is something we're going to be soaked through come WrestleMania Saturday?
How could you not get caught up? And it is hot in here. The tension
Oh, I didn't know I missed a super chat.
WrestleMania is just a few days
Oh, yeah.
away.
Am I excited about seeing David Sammartino? Yeah.
It's been a fabulous week.
Besides, also, Mike, that's Thursday night, not Friday night. Friday night is SmackDown and Hall of Fame. Thursday night, we're doing the WrestleMania 1 watch-along after Collision. Currently scheduled for 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific.
With some behind-the-scenes footage, my guy Foxy edited it all together. Thank you to the WWE that produced it and captured it. It is fantastic. It's on Hulu now. You should watch. Jey Uso is a hero. And maybe he's world champion.
Well, Pat and I are
After
going
Saturday.
to continue to yeet as we take you to
I don't recall Always Radio what their
of the night.
what the attendance was for WrestleMania 9. It was definitely under 20,000, and it was definitely the lowest attended WrestleMania they've ever had. Unless you count WrestleMania 36, and I don't. I'm dropping the WrestleMania 36 and 37 shorts tomorrow on YouTube. They're both about a minute long. I could give fuck all about either one of those shows.
Pick up the win, and then, well, when it comes to the Judgment Day, you always know things are going to get out of control. Carlito would attack, and then
Because WrestleMania 37 had, I think, like 18,000 people there.
A super spear from the dog that was broken as he saw the entire Judgment Day in half and then said, Penta, you can get one too.
And Finn Balor would make his own statement.
I mean, I mentioned last week, and I mentioned on the podcast, that I really want Dominic to win the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. I think he will. But to me, there's only two options. Balor and Penta, I don't want to see win at WrestleMania. I either want Dominic to win, or I want Breaker to annihilate everybody and retain.
Ron, this Sunday at WrestleMania, the odds are stacked against you as you put that title.
Because you can use that Fatal 4-Way in two ways. You can use it to protect Breaker, or you can use it to smash him over even harder.
Title defense of your career.
If he just annihilates everybody.
Obviously the biggest title defense of my career. This is my very first.
Oh! Here comes a Judgment Day. I was about to say, I can't live in the same universe as Kathy Kelly. I just can't. It's too hard. It's too difficult. All right, so Dom, Carlito, and Balor are assaulting Breaker into the production crates here. Jeez.
Ron gonna be all right.
They better be. Defense his title this weekend.
Can't believe Balor was with Kathy Kelly. And they're not together? Like, what happened? Like, she might, like, one of them has to be crazy. I'm like, it would take an obscene level of craziness for me to break up with Kathy Kelly. She'd have to be, like, crazy of the crazies, like captain, like the president of the crazies. Like, full MAGA, all that stuff for me to consider breaking up with her. I keep thinking Penta's thing is like the Orange Cassidy fist bump, just like, eh.
Weekend at WrestleMania. tries to win his first championship in WWE, but before we get there, he has his hands full tonight with the dangerous Finn Balor, Penta Balor live on Netflix.
Can't believe WWE's got Cody, Jade Cargill, the Lucha Brothers, Ricky Starks. Who else? Ethan Page, Sean Spears.
That radiates from this man. He's truly unique.
Phil Brooks. Forgot about him.
Everybody in here is on the edge of their seat, standing up, totally engaged.
Oh, if Dom wins, they absolutely do Dom and Finn at Backlash. That's what I'm expecting them to do. I think Dom winning would make more sense than Finn winning. Dom winning the IC title and then Finn taking it from him is what I would probably do. But Dom just winning the IC title at WrestleMania would be great. I'd be so happy with that.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, I heard some of the words that he was teaching you earlier today. You know, my wife is Hispanic, and I know a few of those words. I don't think you're allowed to say it on television or streaming services for that matter.
All my kitchen guys are Mexican at my restaurant, so they teach me all sorts of shit. And they've got, like, my name's not Greg to them. They have, like, a nickname for me. They have nicknames for everybody, so they all just call us by their nicknames.
His brother, of course, taking Friday Night SmackDown by storm. Ray Phoenix.
Him and Nathan Frazier a couple weeks back had an instant classic, and I can't wait for WrestleMania to experience Penta.
What the hell is this? Oh, it's Balor and Penta. Or no, is this a tag? What the hell's happening?
Man, this is such an interesting story lining up for WrestleMania weekend.
There's got to be a first-time ever match. Balor and Penta? There's no way they've faced.
We're going to break it all down here in just a few moments.
I mean, Balor's been with the company 10 years. How crazy is that? A decade of destruction.
We have to wonder if this man will put the good of Judgment Day ahead of his own personal goals and feelings.
Wrestling in sneakers to me is just still wild. Like, I know people have been doing it for quite a while now, but just seeing somebody in there like Balor with a pair of fucking Asics on or New Balances or whatever, just weird. Oh, we were in the middle of another commercial break again. I forgot.
People as good as Cody. As good as
They do. They do call me Gregorio. Always radio.
How does it ever get any bigger than that? From the entertainment capital of the world.
They call me Gregorio whenever they want to give me food. Gregorio. And they say, try this, and it's going to be spicy as all hell. I'm like, what is it? Like, just try it. Sometimes those guys will whip up a bunch of, like, just a family meal for themselves, and they're always trying to give me some. They're so nice. I'm like, no, don't worry about it. It's like, no, eat. And it's always just, like, crazy spicy. I mean, I like spicy food, but I can't handle, like, what they can. Jesus. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's not spicy. I'm like, this to you is not spicy? I'm like shitting fire over here.
Friday Night SmackDown. Well, WrestleMania weekend really going to get started this coming Friday. We talked about the Pat McAfee show on ESPN. As soon as that is over, Pat and I head over to T-Mobile. We'll be outside with a host of guests as we officially host the WrestleMania kickoff show. Always a lot of fun. That's live on Peacock.
Now, those kickoff shows have become must-watch entertainment, especially because of the things that you end up.
Oh, yeah, the big WrestleMania kickoff is Friday. I guess that's going to be before SmackDown. Friday will be a crazy night. We're going to be here. We're going to watch SmackDown together. And then we're going to take a 2-hour break. I'll have a little sandwich. And we'll come back late night. Late night, especially if you're on the East Coast. And we're going to watch late night, in the dark, the Hall of Fame. Maybe I'll like lower the lights in here or something. No, I can't do that. The camera won't look right. But I'll try to do something to like adjust our lighting for like a late night vibe.
Has never been defended in a fatal four-way on the grandest stage of them all, but it will take place. Penta now, driving.
If I were to turn off my pro light here, the video wouldn't look as smooth. So we'll have to do something.
Bad blood between these guys. And Penta fired up here tonight.
Absolutely. Penta says you're in for something special tonight.
I do like this match, though. Penta and Balor. That looks good on paper.
Champion's advantage for the champ Braun Breaker because the first man to get pinfall or submission will become the champion.
And so the people in the match are obviously in the same.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Pillman Jr. He's there, too.
So there's a lot to keep their eye on.
Britt Baker will probably be in WWE for one day, along with Wardlow.
Into the lateral press. Finn Balor, he's a former Universal Champion, two-time Intercontinental Champion. First time these two have gone one-on-one here tonight. Remember, Balor eliminated Penta in the Royal Rumble, and then he pinned Penta.
Yeah, I do. I think that's one thing. I feel like the match that Gunther had at 39 with Sheamus and Drew could be a similar situation to Breaker at WrestleMania 41. He just smashes all three of those guys. So it does make the match a little bit unpredictable because that fatal four-way stipulation is in place to either protect Breaker or smash him over. Even harder. Like have they done a thing yet where he's like speared three guys in a row? Like if you just line single file up like Balor, Penta, and Dom, and he just comes through with one of those spears and takes them all out, and then just pins Dom. Like he spears all three of them. Balor and Penta go flying outside the ring. Dom's laying there in the middle, and he just pins him. Or he could do some stacking. But Gunther's win at 39 was really impressive, and I could see Braun Breaker having a similar thing there. So even though I really want to see Dominic win the IC title, I think Breaker retaining is also a really good possibility. Balor and Penta, I'm ruling both of them out. I think it's either going to be Dom or Breaker.
Finn Balor just wants to get back in championship conversations.
Yeah, but isn't it? Oh! Thank you.
He shushed us all, and it was for good reason.
Demon Finn Balor might come back. I think it's possible.
Penta set across the ring, up over the top, sunset flip. Balor with a nice basement drop kick. Covered out by Balor. Hook to the leg. Penta kicks at 2. Balor's been frustrated. Has not been able to win singles gold in a long time. Enters into his 5th WrestleMania match this year.
I think all those AEW shows, have I seen a Lucha Brothers match before? Yeah, I have. I saw the... What was it? Was it the best of 7? Were they in the best of 7 with the Bucks? Is that what I'm thinking of? Yeah, I've seen the Lucha Brothers wrestle.
But he has a tall task ahead of him.
Yeah, and is he going to be 100% after that mugging by Judgment Day a little bit earlier on tonight?
I was there in LA for the finals of the best of 7, but I can't remember which two teams that was. I think it was the Bucks and Lucha Brothers.
The title represents everything that is great with this business. The greats that have held it are those who have built this company and this industry as a whole.
Yeah, a lot of people have. Rock coming out and getting stunned by Austin at Mania. I'd love to see that happen.
On Friday night, the games
I'd love it.
have held the gold.
Week in, week out, working.
It would be weird to have Austin come out and be a part of that for Cody to lose, you know? I really wanted that stunner last year. For whatever reason, it didn't happen. We had to get Undertaker instead. So now if we get it this year, you know, it would be weird for Austin to come out and do that to The Rock and then Cody still lose, you know? So I feel like the only way we really get Austin coming out here to stun The Rock is if Cody wins.
Too sweet there.
Otherwise, man, you're talking about a letdown. Holy shit.
Penta now with Balor up on his shoulders. What is Penta planning to do? Oh, wait a minute. Balor turns it around. And on the apron, Penta's down and maybe out.
How about the balance of Finn Balor? Balor.
Oh, yeah. It was the trios series, not tag. It was the Elite. Bucks and Omega, Pac and Luchas. That's right. That's what it was.
Finn Balor, Penta, entertaining matchup here tonight on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, I remember that bump that Rey Fenix took. I don't think that wasn't the show I was at, but there was one where he landed through the table and you could see just oh my God, it was sick. I forgot where that was, but I think it was in the middle of a watch along. We were watching it, whatever it was. Pay-per-view or Dynamite, whatever.
Penta can't get up from that.
And he was back quicker than I thought, too.
Able to get in there.
Much quicker.
Finn Balor.
Yeah, I can't see Penta winning this. You know, I feel like Penta, it's a little too early.
Here tonight in Sacramento. Finn Balor doesn't
And so, like, he's also brand new. So it might be too early to give him a championship win at WrestleMania, but at the same time, you don't want to beat him either. So that's what the Fatal 4-Way is there for.
He could care less if Sacramento likes him.
You think he cares at all about Dominic Mysterio?
I do think
You can protect Penta, you know, in the Fatal 4-Way to where he doesn't have to get pinned or nothing and still lose the match.
controversy brewing between those two. Finn hasn't been happy that Dom has had
And Dom could just be there to take the pin. You know, maybe the point is to protect Breaker
one of them is going to want the title
and Penta and Balor.
to win it. I could see them turning on each other quickly.
So you just pin Dom. But I think it would be funny if Dom won the title because you know the type of issues that would cause in the Judgment Day, you know?
That's true. Penta back to his feet. Penta breaker.
As we are in the middle of a commercial break here, by the way. And then I guess it's going to be time for Roman, Punk, and Rollins.
Spears. If he hits you with a super spear, you are super done.
I don't know how Carlito was even here tonight. You saw him in the backstage attack on Breaker earlier on.
His spear was so fast, so dynamic, so explosive.
Yeah, not a whole lot to talk about here on this Raw, so we'll probably be bouncing out of here because I got dinner plans with Elizabeth tonight. But
Breaker spear.
we do have the prediction stream coming up on Thursday where we'll discuss all of the last-minute
This could be the win for
story beats
the leg. And
heading into
you know,
Mania week.
tonight, a lot of pressure on all these athletes. Is you don't want to go into WrestleMania with a loss. You know, playing football, Pat, over the years.
So after tonight, you'll get a couple of shorts on Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm going to work those days, and then I'm taking Thursday off, Friday off, Saturday off, Sunday off, and 1 week from tonight, Monday as well. We'll be here for all of it.
He could lose momentum quickly, and that mode can go the other way for the weekend for sure.
Penta. Oh, and Balor doing a great job forcing Penta to lose his balance. Balor is not
This coming Friday, I have a appointment with my hematologist to follow up to see if the treatment that they've been putting me on for the past few months have been working. And I know it has because I've been able to see my numbers. So that's going to kind of be a busy day. So in between our doubleheader on Thursday, I got to go to the doctor, get an update, which I'm assuming will be a good one. And then come home and a doubleheader on Friday. SmackDown will be a review, and or is it a watch along? I forgot what I have planned, but I don't have the link up yet. Oh yeah, I'm doing a review. We're doing a review of SmackDown on Friday night. And then we're going to watch the Hall of Fame.
being a professional athlete. Pat, of course, played professional football. And how
Oh, no, maybe it was a watch along.
playoffs, you know they're coming.
Yeah, I think it's a watch along.
That last game of the year, does it hurt the momentum going into the playoffs the following week?
I think from having a front row seat, the good teams are able to make one loss just be one loss, not turn it into two. But if you lose momentum, it can certainly carry into your next match.
And Penta now building momentum.
Which you would not want heading into WrestleMania. On the other side, a huge win tonight heading into WrestleMania.
It is
Boom,
amazing
oof.
to me the way that Penta is able to turn things around. Just tremendous resilience. When you think he's down and out, he just goes into a next gear. And look at that! Oh, my!
Nice backstabber, excuse me.
Penta for the win! Balor at 2.
His innovative offense is so damn devastating. How is Finn Balor able to move, let alone kick out after that?
Might be a traction for months.
Okay, that's right. Thank you, I Am Groot. Ray broke his arm against Jurassic. See, that's the thing you guys remember. I don't. I remember watching it, and I remember the bump and how gnarly it was, but I did not remember who his opponent was or what show.
The most exciting, most important week in sports entertainment.
But I definitely remember we were live when it happened.
60,000 plus both Saturday and Sunday night at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas.
What's Penta calling for here?
Austin stuns Cody. Yeah, Mike's got Austin stunning Rock. Some people have Austin stunning Cody. That would be crazy. That would be wild.
Some magic yet again. Balor fighting back. Penta lands on the apron.
Austin and Rock forming an NWO stable with them at the helm. Oh my God.
Wow! Kick by Penta to the face stops Balor in his tracks.
There, sling blade to Balor. I like it.
Starting to fly.
The freakish athleticism right now.
Sling blade to Penta.
Blade of his own.
Balor needed that in the worst way.
Man, he's so good.
I'm so happy for that little kid in the green. He's got the front row seat there. Good parents there.
Oh, Penta though. A nice tilt roll backbreaker to Balor.
I never had ringside seats when I was a kid going to wrestling shows. My parents didn't give a shit. They never took me to nothing.
Between two of the best in the game.
I had to go with other people.
Spins through. Looking for the sacrifice. Looking to dislocate the shoulder of Finn Balor.
You want me to stop it?
Shoulder just popped out of place.
And now Penta. Look at the Penta driver. Roll up now by Balor for the win. Hooks the leg. Kick out by Penta.
And Balor's got to be gummy. How the hell did his shoulder get back in the socket?
And Penta's still fighting back. Kicks and right hands and another kick by Penta. Super kick to the jaw. Balor still on his feet now. Dropped to the mat.
Physical fight here between Penta and Finn. Both taking quite a beating before WrestleMania.
Oh, and here's Dominic and Carlito.
Carlito.
Day shows up once again as Balor was in trouble.
Balor with a roll up.
Shoulders down. Penta kicks it too.
Judgment Day had to make
Another sling blade.
themselves.
Oh, I like the sell on by Penta on that.
Working together tonight. Will that be the case at WrestleMania? And now Penta's in the drop zone.
Who the fuck is this? Breaker? Is that Breaker's music?
I think the dogs are barking in Sacramento.
And the unpredictable
Oh yeah, because they got attacked. He got attacked.
after getting attacked.
Carlito, look out. Are they going to try to recreate last week? No, they're not.
You were in that same position last week. You might want to
Yeah, get the hell out of there.
smart by Carlito. Here's Balor.
All right, well, they're going to ring the bell here.
Carlito just go right over our announce table to prevent himself from getting a broad.
There's Dom.
That makes sense for Carlito for sure, especially after last week. He now Braun Breaker's getting kicked in the face.
Yeah, I like how Carlito ran back into the ring. I think he broke my leg when he came up over the
No, there's going to be some spear here, a double spear or something.
Dom and Carlito. On point.
Somebody's going to get killed here by Breaker. Here we go. Double spear. And that's what I want. I just said he should do that at WrestleMania to all three of them. And have two of them fly out of the ring like Balor and Penta go flying out. And then Dom is the one that gets flattened. Oh, no.
Two humans, one spear.
Penta's gonna move. He won't get hit with this. Penta will not get hit with a spear.
Because you might want to have a little bit of fear.
He will not get hit. He will move. Yep. Okay.
Penta stopped Breaker in his tracks.
That was a shitty looking Hurricanrana, but he got it off. He got it off. Oh, he's gonna get speared here. If Penta does a dive, he's gonna spear him off this dive. Nope. Oh, imagine that coming off the top rope and just getting speared by Braun Breaker.
Will it be Penta's night?
It will not be Penta's night. Penta will not win the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania.
Mysterio, Breaker. It's the first fatal four-way match for the Intercontinental title in
I mean, at this point, why not have Austin stun Cody, and then it's Austin, Rock, Cena. Think of that faction. Holy crap! Fucking throw Orton into that too. I mean, that's what I would do. I would have Austin's music hit, and everybody's gonna think Rock's gonna take a stunner, and then Austin stuns Cody. Holy shit! That would be just wild stuff. That would kind of take the spotlight away from John Cena, though. It's John Cena's heel turn that is supposed to be what we're talking about here, and then everybody's going to be talking about Stone Cold's heel turn, and they're going to forget all about John Cena, who now is the champion. So I don't know how that works. Braun was clutching his knee. Let's just hoping he's selling there. No one sees Austin as the turd man. Magnifico. Do you guys know that I can understand what Io Sky is saying? I understand every word. Because there's subtitles. Io Sky, I'm rooting for you, girl.
Of course, that takes place at WrestleMania. You know, I may have to make an appearance at WrestleMania After Dark. The official WrestleMania after party is taking place each night this Thursday through Sunday
WrestleMania after party. I'm too old to go to that after party. There's too many strobe lights and too much bass music.
I can't wait to see you yeeting in there celebrating.
I don't think I should be in there.
Also, great WrestleMania weekend on the way in Las Vegas. Of course, Friday going to be a very special day for Pat.
T-Mobile Arena. I've been there a couple times.
In the afternoon, SmackDown at night, and then of course the Hall of Fame. Pat and I the honor to host this year's event on Saturday. Stand and Deliver NXT gets underway to kick off the day. Countdown to WrestleMania, followed by WrestleMania, and then of course the WrestleMania post show. And then we head to WrestleMania.
I hate that render of Charlotte Flair. It just looks terrible. Like, what's going on with her eye makeup or whatever?
WrestleMania and then the WrestleMania post show. And we want to invite everyone to join us at the T-Mobile Arena on the biggest Monday Night Raw of the year. You never know what's going to happen. It's unpredictable. It's the Raw after Mania. Monday night.
Oh, the Raw after Mania. At least that's good. It's right there across the street. Wrestlers can go out after WrestleMania, get in all sorts of trouble, and then still make TV the next day. It's got to be dangerous. Remember there's that one Super Bowl where the center for the Raiders just went MIA? Like, what if that happened to like a wrestler? Some wrestler just went out in the casinos the night before and just partied it up, did a bunch of drugs, woke up naked on the bathroom floor of a stranger's bedroom, chained to the handcuffed to the fucking furnace or something. I don't know.
Personal than this. Jade Cargill takes on a woman she believes was her friend, the very jealous Naomi, Saturday at WrestleMania.
I do like Naomi's caution gear.
How about a World Tag Team Championship match? The New Day takes on
The New Day.
Night War Raiders on WrestleMania Saturday.
Rey Mysterio's 13th WrestleMania, and he plans to embarrass and expose El Grande Americano. These two go one-on-one at WrestleMania.
El Grande Americano on the grandest stage. I can't wait. How about the United States Championship? Where L.A. Knight, defends his title against Jacob.
I do not have Jacob Fatu winning that belt. I don't. I got LA Knight retaining there. Feel like Solo Sikoa is going to fuck that one up. Look at that one of Charlotte. That don't even look like her.
Tiffany Stratton defends the WWE Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair on WrestleMania.
Charlotte Flair. I'm worried that Tiffany's going to lose because I think the tag champs are going to keep the belts, and I think Io Sky's going to keep her belt. So I feel like Stratton, the Stratster, might go down. Yo, the new one. Appreciate the $5, dude. Why do almost every match now they wait until the 9 count to get in the ring? They used to do that for big matches back then. Yeah, the styles have changed. You get the 9 count spot frequently now. You get a lot of things frequently. You got a lot of moves frequently too that you used to not get. I like these I like that all the graph, they have like different versions. There's this one with Drew and Priest. There's the one with the playing cards. I like them. Be right back.
Moments ago, we saw a preview of this match, the Intercontinental Championship Fatal 4-Way match. Braun Breaker defends against Penta, Balor, and Dirty Dom on WrestleMania Sunday.
And how about the Maverick, the show stealer, Logan Paul battling against the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, on a potential weekend-stealing fight on WrestleMania Sunday.
You want to talk about show stealers? What about this one? Io Sky defending the Women's World Championship in a triple threat match against the winner of the Elimination Chamber, Bianca Belair, a former champion, Rhea Ripley. The stars are out at WrestleMania Sunday.
Does Jade win her first WrestleMania match? Maybe. Help me out. What are
And ladies and gentlemen, it is for the undisputed
Let me think here.
WWE
Where's my notes from my podcast the other night where I had the WrestleMania matches listed?
Can he continue to get it done? Or will John
All right.
set a record-breaking 17
No, okay, damn.
championship? Rose, Cena, the main event for all the marbles.
For all the marbles.
Mania.
I was hoping that if Io Sky, Ripley, and Bianca was night 1 and Jade and Naomi was night 2, then Bianca could interfere. But at this point, Jade will probably win. Oh, look at Heyman. Look at Heyman and Punk. And who's this? Who's showing up here? Is it a Roman?
I'm going to calm you down. Look at my eyes. What do you see?
Look in my eyes. What do you see?
A cult of personality?
A cult of personality.
A real friend.
Punk, bro, you got some yellow teeth, bro. You got to do something about that. Look at Roman. He's pissed. They're just sitting down together, Roman. They're just having a Lunchable. They're sharing a Lunchable. Punk likes the crackers. Heyman likes the ham. Like, what's wrong with that? If any of y'all want to sit down next to me, share a Lunchable, I'd be down. Roman's all butthurt about it.
Seth Rollins a favor, and now Roman Reigns hasn't talked to him since Heyman granted Punk the favor a couple of weeks ago.
And our OTC walks in here, and who is Paul talking to? The cult of personality.
It's your one's up.
Not a good look for Mr. Heyman.
I hate this new theme of Rodents. It takes like 2 minutes just to get to it. It's too long. The intro is way too long. It's longer than Finn Balor's Demon opener from back in the day. It's just too long. I timed it. It takes a full minute to get to like the chorus of the theme. I'm like, he's in the ring with a microphone in his hand by the time the theme gets to that.
This is going to be good. Roman Reigns is back live on Netflix.
Heyman came behind him. Okay, we're going to see how... This is going to be the closing segment. This is going to be the main event segment here of the show.
Pat, this is so interesting to me because for the first time in a very long time, Roman Reigns will be entering the arena, well, the stadium, and will be entering the ring WrestleMania Saturday in the main event by himself. There's no bloodline anymore. The family members have all gone their separate ways. His special counsel is wise man Paul Heyman.
Oh, that's hilarious. So earlier today, or a couple days ago, In-N-Out Burger tweets out, "Tell me you're from California without telling me you're from California." And then today, the San Andreas Fault Twitter account quote tweets it and said, "Just did, bitch." That deserves a repost.
There comes a time where your own people might not be with you. They might turn against you. And you have to figure out whether this whole thing was real or not. Can you do this again? Can you ascend the mountain by yourself?
You hear that, Roman? Things don't work out with Paul Heyman. Linda's got your back.
Sports history have
Should be a wise woman.
or him or her if they are different than everybody else.
What movie has the wise janitor? I'm the wise janitor. What movie is that?
It's interesting because
The wise janitor.
happened over the past year.
Fuck.
Roman Reigns. He headed into WrestleMania.
I'm the wise janitor. It's not Joe Dirt. What is it? There's a wise janitor somewhere in some comedy that I like. I can't think of it.
Confident as ever into the main event on WrestleMania.
I don't think it's Half-Baked.
He would lose the championship after a record-setting reign, and then every
Roman is still making his entrance here. Jesus.
Solo Sikoa turned on him. The bloodline fell apart as we know it. And now where does Paul Heyman stand in all this?
There's a "will dump my husband for Roman" sign right in the hard cam in front of Roman's face. Is her husband with her? And he's okay with this?
Will Paul Heyman remain loyal to the man he has called his best friend in professional wrestling? The man who he gave the start to his career, CM Punk. Or will Paul Heyman somehow align with Seth Rollins? After Rollins refused
Oh, yeah. Not Another Teen Movie. Not Another Teen Movie is great.
Paul
They spoof everything.
owe me a favor.
The wise janitor. If you've never seen Not Another Teen Movie, it helps, though, if you know what movies they're spoofing. Then it'll really be funny. So if you've seen the American Pies and the Varsity Blues and all those movies that were out around that time, Road Trips,
Is here on
even some of the 80s movies like Breakfast Club and all that stuff, they're all spoofed in Not Another Teen Movie.
In the
Pretty in Pink. All of them.
Paul Heyman, who followed Roman out to the ring like a puppy dog.
Like a puppy dog.
Will not be in range
Tito, you're on my cords, bro.
at WrestleMania.
Gotta not do that, man. You can't lay on those. It's my mic and my camera cord, and you're laying on both of them. Oh, was Mr. T the wise janitor? That's right. I think he was. Yeah. The wise, because I can hear it in his voice. The wise janitor. Roman is mad at Heyman. Give me my own mic. I don't want to touch your mic that's been on. You've held. You shared a Lunchable with Punk with that hand, and now you're touching my mic? I don't think so. All right, what's Roman got to say? We're going to see all three guys here. We got 20 minutes to wrap up this segment, so it could be potentially epic. We'll have to see.
Sacramento. Acknowledge me.
See, I don't need to be acknowledged. That would never be a motivation of mine. Boy, I hope that city acknowledges me tonight. I don't give a shit. Fucking acknowledge me, don't, whatever. Wouldn't be top priority for me.
The whole world can feel that. The whole world can hear that you love and acknowledge your tribal chief.
I think people with big egos are pathetic. Get the fuck over yourself.
That you would never betray.
You're a human breathing air and taking shits just like the rest of us. So suck it.
But not everybody's like you. Some people would betray me. Sacramento, you got any guesses on who that might be?
I do. It's the large plump feller in the suit there.
Wise man.
I have a legitimate, like, real loving concern for Heyman's weight. I'm not poking fun. Like, I think it's getting kind of bad. And I want him to be healthier because I love Paul Heyman and I don't want him to turn into Paul Bear. You know what I mean?
You gotta say it a little louder.
Paul Heyman's never been a small guy, but he's quite large here. And that's not good when you're old. You don't see any 300-pound 90-year-olds, you know? Show me one. I do love Paul's ability to really make it seem like he just does not know which way to go. He's like, I am so fucked. No matter what happens at WrestleMania, all I know is I'm screwed. And he does a great job of saying that with his eyes. Like I'm in an impossible situation here.
My tribal chief. It was not a betrayal. I paid back a favor.
I only want to be 90 if I know who I am and I'm not wearing a diaper. But if I lose track of who I am or my bodily functions, I want to cash out. I don't want anybody to have to change my diaper. They don't deserve that.
I must be a little confused here. The way favors work is you usually pay it back yourself, correct? like the only person getting screwed here in this whole favor is me.
Roman, shouldn't you technically be tough enough to win these matches without him in your corner?
If there's one thing you know about your tribal chief, we ain't ever gonna ask for a favor.
That's probably true.
No, we take what we want.
That I'll dump my husband for Roman sign is in Matt Riddle colors, and that's all I can think about.
I never asked for anybody to join me at War Games, therefore I never asked for this favor. So please tell me how I'm supposed to cover the tab for your dumbass favor.
Here comes Sethy. You know, I dismissed the original pitch that I started seeing online a lot about Seth being the one to align with Heyman. And I remember thinking, I'm like, well, that wouldn't make much sense. Like, they don't match. Like, Heyman has got connections with Roman and Punk, and him dumping Seth would feel like him joining Seth would be like him joining the Big Show. Like, why would he do that? But then again, you know, they teased everything they did last week with Seth not stomping him. And you got to remember, Seth Rollins had the number of Brock Lesnar. He technically beat him for the title like 3 times, right? He had the WrestleMania 31 match when he came and cashed in, but then at WrestleMania 35, he beat him, right, in the opener. And then he turned around and beat him again at SummerSlam. He's the only guy to really do that to Brock outside of Roman Reigns. Punk has not even done that. Punk's lost to Brock. When Punk and Brock faced, Brock beat the shit out of him. Where Rollins kind of owns Brock, you know? Rollins knows how to beat Brock. Rollins knows how to beat Roman. Rollins has beaten Punk. So maybe Heyman joining with Rollins is an actual possibility. 3 weeks ago, I would have said, nah, I feel like they'd do that just for shock value and they'd have nowhere else to go. You know, but if you want to try to find a reason to make it make sense, that is one. Heyman, more than anybody, knows how good Rollins is because he's defeated everybody he's ever represented. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, CM Punk. And imagine Rollins with Heyman in tow challenging, well, maybe not Cody, because Cody might not be champion, but that would be cool.
You're just missing one little piece, and it's a real shame. It's too little, it's too late, because I still got to end you at WrestleMania. And it's for the same reason it's always been, because it's the right thing to do. See, this
Joe, I never asked for help except you got it in every title defense for 1,300 days. That's true.
most important triple threat match in the history of WrestleMania, in the history of this company, in the history of this industry, because the winner of this match will define the future of our industry.
Look at how Heyman is licking his lips. Look at that. I'm starting to believe it. I thought it was just kind of fun, random fantasy booking. Up until a couple weeks ago, I didn't feel like this was a possibility.
Because if this business is filled with people like you, people that don't show up except for when it's convenient and want everybody else to do all the dirty work, then this business dies. And it can't be CM Punk either, and you're starting to figure that out. Because if this business is filled with little CM Punks running around,
Little CM Punks.
pick up their ball and go home when times get tough, only to come back and leech off the profits of other people's success, this business dies.
We might have the exact same haircut and facial hair, but we are not the same. They look like brothers. Like Roman and Seth are rocking the exact same look here.
Y'all want the business to die, do ya? Well, I don't. Because if this business is filled with people
Oh, hell yeah. Double powerbomb to Seth, or to Punk at WrestleMania from Seth and Roman. Hell yeah. They're going to do that.
Business not only lives, but it thrives. There can be only one, and it's gotta be me.
It's got to be me.
And as for that one little piece that you haven't quite figured out, favors don't happen by chance, Roman. Favors are a choice. I chose not to put Paul Heyman in the hospital last week, and now Paul Heyman can choose whether or not he wants to pay that debt to me. But your wise man, he is dishonorable as they come. He is a scumbag, and I expect nothing from him.
Called Paul Heyman a dishonorable scumbag.
Paul Heyman is not in CM Punk's corner at WrestleMania by chance. Paul Heyman has made a choice. It's not just a betrayal, Roman. What you need to ask yourself, the final piece of this puzzle, he's not just returning a favor, he's choosing. And you got to figure out, why is he choosing CM Punk over you?
I mean, Seth's kind of right about that. I mean, a favor is just a favor. There's no contractual binding to this, you know, so Heyman could choose not to pay the favor back to CM Punk. It's not like he's really being forced here in any way. He's choosing. Seth is right about this.
Wise man. He's right.
Yeah, Roman knows he's right. Well, we know Punk's going to be coming out here.
You made your choice. And I made mine.
Oh, takes out Rollins. So if Punk comes out, he's not going to have much time to have things to say himself. Because Roman just took out Seth. It's like, is Punk at Gorilla just being like, should I go out there, or like, what should I do? He's not happy with Heyman. Is he going to hit Heyman too? Yeah, he pushed him down. Heyman shoves, or gets shoved by Roman to the ground. Here's Punk.
I don't think Roman believed the damn thing Heyman had to say, but here comes CM Punk, who, if you look at history, was the first ever Paul Heyman guy. And now Punk and Reigns going at each other. 5 nights away from the main event in WrestleMania.
He wasn't the first. Punk just called, or Cole just called him the first Paul Heyman guy. He wasn't a Paul Heyman guy in 2002. That was Brock. The first Paul Heyman guy is probably like Tommy Dreamer or something. Look out, Punk, you dumbass. Speared. I kind of want Roman to stand tall here at the end because I don't think Roman should win that match. I think Seth Rollins should, which will make Roman losing 2 straight WrestleMania main events there. Oh, wow. Recreated the shield spot. Right to the back of Roman. And Rollins stands tall. Look at that. Unless this continues. It's only 24 past the hour here. We might have 6 more minutes. Rollins going to go to stomp. Stomps Punk. He's going to stomp them both. Wow. So it's going to be Rollins standing tall. That's surprising to me.
Rollins on a mission to save professional wrestling.
Usually in this scenario, the person doing this will not be winning the match.
Dangerous Seth Rollins we've ever seen.
unless Heyman joins him. All right. Well, when it comes to the two major matches from the Raw brand, Gunther and Jey, and Roman, Seth, and Punk in the main event, I thought those were, I guess sufficient enough closing angles for the go home. That stuff was pretty good, I guess, with Roman, Punk, and Rollins. It didn't really knock my socks off or anything, but what did you guys think of the show tonight overall? I thought it was just kind of a mediocre go-home show. Didn't have a whole lot of energy or fire. I think it was the go-home show in '99, right, where Austin came out in the beer truck, and he stood on the truck and he's pointing at The Rock and cutting his promo, and it's like, holy shit, I cannot wait for WrestleMania. I cannot wait to drive to Philly to go see the show. But this just felt like it was okay. I did like the stuff with Jey and Gunther. I like both of their promos, especially Gunther. And I like Jey's too. And I like the final segment that we just saw here. I do like Rollins, what he said on the mic. He made a lot of sense. And he pointed out a few obvious things to Paul Heyman that he should understand. And to the point where Roman actually agreed with that. And now Roman has shoved down Paul Heyman. And Punk and Roman both get stomped by Rollins. Rollins stands tall to close the show. I still feel like I'm going to pick Rollins on Thursday when we do our predictions. But man, with an ending like that, I'm not totally sure. But I think that with that ending we saw tonight, I feel like the chances of Paul Heyman joining Seth Rollins have actually increased, because normally in a scenario like that, whoever stands tall to close the show is going to probably lose the match, right? So tonight, Rollins being in that position, normally you would think he would lose at WrestleMania. But maybe not if he does join Paul Heyman. And when we were doing the watch along here just a little while ago, we mentioned that when fans started first coming up with this idea for WrestleMania and Rollins joining Paul Heyman, like Paul Heyman turning on Punk and Roman and joining Seth Rollins, I was initially dismissive of it because I felt like that would just be shock value for the sake of shock value. But then last week, they kind of teased that a little bit with Paul Heyman being spared a stomp from Rollins. And now Rollins says, now you owe me a favor. And then we were kind of talking out loud during the watch along that, when it comes down to people who have had the number of Paul Heyman guys, it's Seth Rollins. Rollins, he's the only one other than Roman that was able to put down Brock. He put him down twice, beat him at WrestleMania. I think there might be some low blows involved there, but virtually clean, I would say, and he did the same thing at SummerSlam. Plus, he's got that 31 victory over the both of them. So when it comes to Paul Heyman guys, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk, Rollins has beaten them all. Now, Punk came a little bit late. It took until that cage match for Rollins to get that victory over Punk. But, he's beaten Roman Reigns before. Right? He beat him for the championship, didn't he? Right? At Money in the Bank when Roman got suspended. That was the night that all three Shield members held the belts on the same night. And also he pinned him and won the title at 31. He pinned Brock at 35, pinned Brock at SummerSlam. I feel like that Royal Rumble match he had with Tribal Chief Roman a couple of years ago, Seth had a really good chance of winning when he came down in the Shield entrance and whatnot. So when you think about people on the roster who've had the number of Paul Heyman guys, and Paul Heyman does have a history of dumping his advocates or I guess he's the advocate, but dumping his guys for, a quote unquote better offer. And he's made some stupid decisions before by dumping Brock for Big Show, but he does have a history of doing that, which the announcers don't really talk about. Feels like they've retconned a lot of that and kind of forget about and haven't really mentioned that Heyman has turned on Punk before. So he's turned on Punk, he's turned on Brock, he's kind of moving away from Roman here, so he has a history of this. So all of a sudden, the fans who are saying, oh, Heyman should dump Roman and Punk, turn on them both and join with Rollins, I suddenly have went from saying, that's kind of weird, to no, that's starting to make sense. And I think that's kind of likely now. So, hell yeah. I know I said I was leaving, but I just threw the review overlay here just in case we hung out and chatted a little bit about the show. But overall, if you want to give me your grades on the show, I'm going to grade it 1 through 10, A, B, C, or D. I can't give it any better than a 7 tonight, maybe even lower than that. It was just okay. I thought the show was okay. Wasn't bad when it comes to their big matches. Jey and Gunther, they both cut individual promos against each other tonight, so they weren't in the ring together, and both promos were good. And I do like that they're trying to tell you a story here with Jey and Gunther, and how both guys have undergone a mental transformation in all of this. And I have not given a rat's ass about this program because of how just kind of lackluster it feels up until we had Jimmy Uso bleeding buckets in the middle of the ring. Then it was like, okay, that got good. Then last week, they followed it up strong with that promo. Jey Uso, kind of a different demeanor, more serious. Looking right at Gunther, like, I'm going to fuck you up. And also, I'm not scared of you anymore. And then Gunther tonight coming out for his promo, and he's changed. He started out being the, laid back, cocky prick that he is, into kind of getting himself rattled as he's talking. And you can see that, he's kind of changed, and all of a sudden, he's not so confident anymore. And then Jey comes out, says much the same thing, stands on the announce desk. So all of that was fine. And so what we got from those two guys tonight was fine. It didn't lessen my intrigue in the match. The intrigue has been there since the Jimmy Uso segment, and we're doing predictions on Thursday, but right now, how does Jimmy not show up there and help Jey win this match and beat Gunther? I feel like Jey has got a legitimate chance to win the championship at WrestleMania. And then the whole closing segment here with Roman, Heyman, and Punk and Rollins was all very good, and Seth standing tall. So Seth standing tall, I feel like I said, since that scenario generally doesn't pan out for that person winning, it would in this scenario if Heyman winds up joining Punk, or joining Rollins, and turning on those guys, and that could be good. So we got 6.5, some B's, B pluses, so 7 out of 10. I'm kind of with Shane on that. I'm kind of with Shane, and I can't give it any better than a B. I'm going C plus or B for me. But one good thing about the show tonight is that it wasn't completely underwhelming. It didn't completely shit the bed to where you're not interested in WrestleMania at all. It did have you slightly interested. In terms of the matches that we saw, it was Bayley in a pretty good match versus Liv Morgan, and Bayley got the win there, which is what I was hoping for, because I have one prediction I know I have that I'm not going to change for Thursday is Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez retaining the tag team titles. I think there's too much uncertainty with the team of Lyra and Bayley, since they've already teased that there's an issue there, since they just had a one-on-one match against each other for a championship last week. There's no way Liv and Raquel are going to lose to those two, and Lyra is going to be walking around there as a double champion. Ain't going to happen. So Bayley needed to win in this Morgan match, and luckily she did. They teased us a little bit. They had everybody out there involved, but in the end it was Bayley getting the win. That made me happy. Rey Mysterio defeated Julius Creed. All the members of LWO and American... what are they called? Alpha America? I don't even know what the fuck they're called. They were all thrown out of there, and then El Grande Americano came back at the end of the match to get him some of Rey Mysterio. And I think what's going to happen at WrestleMania is that I feel like El Grande will get the win, especially with Rey winning here against Julius. He'll beat Rey at WrestleMania, and then they'll book a mask versus mask match for Backlash, and Rey will win that, and they'll unmask Chad Gable. That's what I think is going to happen there. AJ Styles took on Karrion Kross. Now, this is kind of interesting because Karrion Kross has interjected himself in the middle of this AJ Styles and Logan Paul build for WrestleMania. And so the fact that they were wrestling here, and I'm like, well, I kind of thought Karrion Kross would show up at Mania, cost AJ the match, and then we'd go into a program between AJ and Kross. But here they're having the match on Raw, and AJ just straight beats him clean. So during the match, we were kind of talking about who's going to go over in the Styles and Logan match, and I've got Logan Paul. I feel like Logan Paul's got to win. He's one of these big attraction signings, and he's had a lot of big matches. Many of those he's lost. Feels like AJ is probably an opponent he will beat. But at the same time, does the wrestling fan in me want Logan Paul to beat AJ Styles clean? Maybe the wrestling fan in Triple H doesn't want that either. So he's inserting Karrion Kross into this so he can protect either guy. Because I think some would argue it's probably time for Logan Paul to get a win. He's lost to Seth, lost to Cody, lost to Roman. He's lost to a lot of guys. So he's probably due for a win on a big stage, since this is a worldwide celebrity that WWE wants to push. I'm not saying I want him to win. I'm talking about what WWE's doing and what they like to do, what they want to do. They're probably going to want to give Logan Paul the win, but they also want to respect AJ Styles. So having Karrion Kross in the middle of this thing now, actually can be there to protect both guys. Cross seems like he wants to help AJ, but here, in the post-match stuff when Logan Paul showed up and cut a promo, and then Cross attacked AJ from behind, I still feel like Cross can be there to be the reason either guy wins. So I thought Cross could come down and help Logan Paul win, and I feel like that's what's going to happen. And you could also use Cross to protect Logan by helping AJ win if you wanted, but having Cross involved, just him being there and being a part of this, I feel like we will see him and Scarlett appear in that match somewhere, most likely, and they will be a primary reason why one of those two guys loses. Right now, I'm going to be picking Logan Paul, but I'll think about it some more, get back to you on Thursday during predictions. Then we had I talked about the Jey Uso and the Gunther promos as well, and all we got out of the women was kind of a video package. We got no in-ring stuff out of Ripley, Bianca Belair, or Io Sky tonight for the go-home show, which was kind of weird. It was just mostly pre-tapes from all three. Io spoke, Bianca spoke, and Ripley spoke. And, with that match, like I said earlier, I think that it has to be Io Sky winning that. I can't see any other scenario that would make sense, because Bianca has had some major moments. She's won WrestleMania main events. She's won big championships. Rhea Ripley, most over woman in the company, or at least she was up until, a few months ago. And they are both made women. And especially Bianca has such an issue with Ripley right now. Those two have to cancel each other out, and Io has got to win. And if either other of those women win, if it's Bianca or Ripley walking out with the championship, I think you're going to hear some complaints from the fans, where if Io Sky wins, I doubt anybody will complain. Because if Bianca wins, you're going to hear all that. Oh, Bianca again, blah, blah, blah. If Ripley wins, it's going to be the same thing. Oh, Ripley, she just whined her way into the match and got the win or whatever. So fans are going to be butthurt about one of those two for sure. But I don't think anybody's going to have any complaints about Io Sky. I think most fans, regardless of what your styles or personalities are probably rooting for Io Sky. I think she's going to have 90% of the support from Allegiant Stadium at WrestleMania, and I hope she wins. So that was kind of your Raw in a nutshell there. What else did I miss? Yeah, not much. They set up their big matches. I mean, that was what we got. We got Logan and AJ stuff. We got Gunther and Jey stuff. We got all three women doing their pre-tapes, and we got that big closing segment there. We had a promo from New Day, or an interview from New Day, pre-tape vignette from War Raiders. So we got that coming up. Overall, just kind of an okay show. But it's not going to be an okay week. It's going to be an awesome week. And tonight was just the beginning of it. I'm going to get out of here now because I've got some dinner plans with Elizabeth and I'm getting hungry. But it's going to be a big one. So the next 2 days, I'm going to go to work, and then I'm going to be off for the next 5 days after that. So tomorrow and Wednesday, you will have some WrestleMania shorts hitting the channel. But then starting on Thursday, it's me every day, and it's a whole lot of me. So on Thursday, we're going to be here for predictions, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. Then later on that night at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific, about an hour after Collision goes off the air, we're going to be back here to watch WrestleMania 1 together. It's only a 2-hour and 15-minute pay-per-view, so we're going to watch it late night here on Thursday. Then we will be back on Friday to watch SmackDown. I mistakenly said review earlier. We're going to watch SmackDown together, and then I'm going to take a break, have a sandwich. We'll be back 2 hours after that to watch late night, very late night, the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony. If you're living on the East Coast, you're going to be up with me until about 2 or 3 in the morning. And if you're here on the West Coast, probably around midnight-ish. So it's going to be a late night one. And then, of course, Saturday, night 1 watch-along and review. Sunday, night 1 watch-along and review. 75% of these links are already up. The rest of them I will be putting up here in the next couple of days. And thank you for another great weekend. Thank you so much for the well wishes and the kind words on Friday's 15th anniversary video. Thank you so much for everybody who joined us on Saturday for our 3-hour primetime Saturday night's Greg Event podcast. Thank you to everybody that was here last night for our WrestleMania 12 watch along. We got to watch the Iron Man match together. That was fun. And thanks for being here tonight. It's going to be a big week. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your Monday night. And I will next be catching you live on Thursday for WrestleMania predictions. See you then. Peace. Peace.